True, you did catch me with 0 watchers. Who'd even be watching this guy? What a joke. Also, hey, what's up? Hello, everybody. My name is Shrimp Tom, and today has been an interesting day. It's been a long day. I apologize for coming on late. For those of you who were in the know, you were checking in on the Discord, seeing what's going on. There was a pair of tornadoes that came through my city, which was exciting. So that was fun. Having a couple tornadoes come through was pretty cool. It's not something you want to see because it's cool because like tornadoes are like, it's like nature, it's like volcano, it's a cool force. It's a powerful force of nature, and it's interesting. But it causes complications. Power problems is one of the main ones. So power's flickering and what have you all day. Also, I was kind of stuck where I was because I also wasn't at home, which was another big issue. I was not at home. I was. I've talked about this. My mom's been in the hospital for a little while. And it's her birthday today, so I went to the hospital to visit and check up and make sure things are good. I don't want to go into all the details about what was going on, but the tornadoes happened while I was there, so I kind of got stuck there and I couldn't really move. And then by the time I got home, there was no power, and that was the whole thing. So I apologize for being late. I will do my best in the future to have better control over tornadoes. Hopefully it'll be good. Did you bring her some flowers? Yes. Flowers, card. I was gonna bring her food, because she had asked for a specific kind of cake for her birthday, but she also wasn't expecting to still be in the hospital. She was supposed to be getting out of the hospital on like Tuesday. She's gonna be there for another 2 weeks, so no cake this time. But when she gets out, finally, then we're gonna do the whole cake thing, and everything will be good. Yep. There is no tornado. What do you mean? What do you mean there was no tornado? Were you underground in a tunnel? Okay, one of my favorite parts about it is while I was traveling home, I was on the bus, and literally the rain is like going sideways, right? So the rain's going sideways. You can't even see maybe 15 feet because of how much rain there was, okay? And this guy gets off the bus, and he's got an umbrella. He then goes, opens the umbrella, thinking it's going to stop at all. The umbrella then immediately gets caught by the rain, flips inside out, and flips at it just right out of his hands and just disappears. And it was just the funniest thing to see this guy who was just standing there, now getting completely soaked by the rain, just like in complete shock, like just staring off in the distance, like at his umbrella. He's upset about it. And like, I mean, I'd be upset about my umbrella too, but I was also like, what did you think was going to happen? It's a big piece of fabric. Anyway, that got carried away, which was kind of funny. But yeah, I have pictures actually of Tornad somewhere. Weird picture. I have pictures of the hospital. I don't know if I have direct picture. There's also so there's a Jife. So this is not mine. This is just somebody else's Jife. It's a little hard to see, but I'll pull it up here. You got your tornado Jife. So there's a tornado over there. It's harder to see when they zoom in, oddly enough, because you don't see the tornado as much. But there's a big ass tornado. Anyway, that's been my day. Yeah, I hope you guys are doing good. Hope everyone's having a good day. But yeah, so unfortunately that was just kind of really got in the way. But on the upside, I uploaded a brand new video today and a build guide. That's right. So if you want to check out the brand new build guide, which I forgot to put into the build repository, so I'm going to do that right now while I'm here. Feel free to go ahead and give that a watch if you're bored. Also, I have other stuff. Glad you're okay. Oh, I'm fine. Everything is good. I was never worried about it. Came through and you couldn't use Dispel Magic. Usually you would use actually Cyclonic Blast to get rid of weather effects or Gust of Wind. I don't know what you would do if there's a tornado. Because like you can, oddly enough, if somebody casts Sleet Storm in DDO, you can use Gust of Wind and it'll get rid of the Sleet Storm. Which is interesting that is how that works. File Master of Flowers 2.0. I'm just going to get the build here. I just did it. Control weather could work. That's a higher level spell. That would work for like pen and paper. DDO is weird because like I think they didn't really. I think the main issue is they didn't have a lot of uses for Gust of Wind, and so the solution to the problem is just like, well, we can make it get rid of ground effects. So anything that's on the ground can be removed with that, which is actually not too bad. So you know, no real complaint here. So this is Shadar Kai, 15 Alchemist, 3 Monk, 2 Rogue, Single Weapon Fighter, Melee build. And then I gotta have a link to the video. And then I go here, get a copy of the link. I'm just adding it to the build repository because I forgot. Did everything else, but I forgot to do that. Here we go. Yeah, so yeah, Vile Master Flowers. Actually, while I was looking at it, it's kind of funny. We can watch this clip again. This is a fun clip. So for those of you that haven't seen this, this is just an experience that I had in the past because I had to do my research on the Vile Master Flowers. So this is the original one, Strimtom Vile Master O Flowers, because I couldn't fit of flowers, so it's O Flowers. And this is me. This was season 5 of Hardcore. Back in the day, this was very shortly. This is the I believe it was the second Hardcore season after they updated the Epic Destiny system. So the Epic Destiny system came out right before Hardcore 4, and now we're on Hardcore 5. And we were doing Wayloon, like as you would do with the old overlay and everything else. And as I click here,
take you to the Wayloon prison.
Once
you get into the Wayloon prison, you'll have to.
Whoop. So there you can see my face in slack-jawed amazement as I died, and people going, "Oh my god, what the heck?" Because it was a big shock. I died. I'm a rogue character. How did I die? What happened? So we have to do the forensics. So we started looking through here, of course. And everyone's like, what? Because people are confused. What happened? I died. Oh, also, the announcement thing was broken. So there was no announcement for the video. So there's no announcement that was like, oh, Strimtom died. Strimtom has died or anything like that. There was no announcement, unfortunately. Anyway, so I'm still scrolling, and eventually I find it. Right there.
I took 3,000 damage?
2931 damage from a elite level trap, baby. Elite level trap.
I took
2,931. Now, this was due to a bug that was in the game at the time, which made it so that there's an ability called it was like Way of Ocean or something in Grandmaster Flowers. And it made it so that you took 15% less helpless damage, double if you were in Ocean Stance, which I was at the time. So that would be 30% less damage taken while helpless, which is nice. It's a good bonus just to have. However, it was programmed wrong. Instead of making you take less damage, I was taking 27 times damage.
No more beans for you, young man.
So instead of taking 30% less damage, I took 27 times more damage, which turned the trap damage into 2931. Which was not ideal. However, thanks to this death, I actually discovered this bug, because apparently, or like I wasn't the first one to die like this, by the way. Another monk also died before me. But after me and the other monk died, this got patched by the devs. So, yeah, it was good. Also, Kaiju welcome back to the stream team. Appreciate the support. Hope you have a fantastic day. Glad to have you here. Hope you're doing very, very well. But, yeah. Anyways, so that's the original Vile Master of Flowers. I made a new one, and it was a whole YouTube video about it. So if you want to check it out, I already got it posted and all that. So that's there. Anyway, I don't know what to do, because I'm just like, oh man, it's been a very, let's just say it's been a very, very long day. So I'm kind of just like, it's just weird. I originally, after everything was done, I was like, you know what, maybe I won't even stream today because it's weird, but I'm like, anything's better than nothing, so we can just chat for a bit, have like a good time, you and I, all you guys, and yeah. You know your metamagics don't have to be on your bar and active for them to work?
I shall attend to it in a trice.
Yeah, you can turn them on, and then you can take them off, and they'll still be active because you enabled it. It's usually what I do with, like, eyeballs and stuff, like the eyeball feats. The problem is, especially with metamagics, if for any reason you want to turn them off because they affect your spell point cost, you need to be able to adjust that. So if I take them off, I can't turn it off. Also, Teg, funnily enough, gets the I'll attend to it in a trice. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the support. That's very kind. Damn. Sorry, I gotta. Oh my god, I still have so many things that are going on at the same time. Woo! It's all good. What's up, Float? How you doing? But appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. Oh yeah, so I uploaded the video yesterday of Baldur's Gate 2 onto YouTube, and I have no idea. Baldur's Gate 2. Oh, it's actually done, which is good. It's actually, yeah, I can actually just post it right away. I don't know how many people actually care about the Baldur's Gate videos, Baldur's Gate 2, Baldur's Gate 3, and all that, but, and Baldur's Gate 17. But yeah, it's all in the VODs channel. So if you missed any pieces of it, it's all in the VODs channel. Yesterday we streamed it for a bunch. So yeah. Cinnamon Magic, you want to be maximized on, off, or standard, which is standard cast. Yeah, so if you didn't know that, you can do that. So you can just right click on individual spells, so you don't have to worry about that. So it depends on which one you have. You know, depending on whether you want to have that turned on or not. So yeah, if you didn't know, now you know that. You can actually do that to each of your individual spells. I sometimes do that. I sometimes don't. It depends on the specific circumstance of the spell. And so in cases where spell points aren't a problem, right? So like my druid can't run out of spell points, so I just turn them all on, so I don't have to think about it. So if, let's just say I want to like grab a new spell out of my spell book midway, like, oh, I haven't been using Storm of Vengeance, as an example. I don't even have it on my action bar. So I'm like, oh, I want to use Storm of Vengeance now. It's probably a good idea. So I'll just like put it on the action bar here, and then now I don't have to like right click and go through all these individual pieces. It's just going to now do it on its own. So it's again one of the advantages of having it all turned on. So yeah, there you go. Is it good to take Maul Barb crits? Is it good to buy Maul Barb crits for 10k when double striking at level 26? I mean, if you kill something in one hit, that sounds pretty good. So that's what I would do. But yeah, it's a really cool feature. A lot of people don't know about the ability to right click and change stuff. You know, some people have to like get the chance to learn, or you know, they take the time and they learn that. Oh man, what am I gonna do? I have no idea. I was gonna play. I got my. Oh yeah, I was gonna look at that. The gear. I have the solo guided Dark Hunter caster character that I was playing through, which is pretty fun. And I finally got it to cap. So I'm done with the video series, so that's all going up on YouTube. So you're still going to be getting those pieces. And then when that's done, we'll do something else. But I can actually fully gear out this character, which I've been thinking about doing, and because I have the gear set, and it feels pretty good, and I'm just kind of genuinely curious to know how it would be. I also haven't ran anything on Epic Elite yet with this character, which I also kind of wanted to do to see how it would be, because a lot of the abilities that I have don't have saving throws. My only worry is like bosses that have too many hit points to deal with. So we'll see. What's up, Ludacris? How are you doing? How do you feel today? Hopefully good. Hopefully you're doing good. What would be a good... I'm trying to think of all the gear that I have. What would be a good test of this character on Epic Elite? Something that's not crazy hard. See if I can manage it. That would also give me a sizable upgrade. Yeah, 1,000 Teeth. So that's definitely going to kill me. I also don't need any items out of that quest. So that's both something I'm definitely not going to do. 1,000 Teeth is an extremely hard-hitting monster. I appreciate your desire to see good content, which is me dying very quickly. But yeah, I don't want to do that.
Hey Strim,
hey.
Sorry I didn't catch that. I was busy throwing my window out my house's window into my house's window into my computer's glass side panel into my headphones.
Okay.
Can you re-explain how long this day has been? Thanks, Akage.
Oh, it's about this many. It's about this many. I got this many. That's how long. I think I'm gonna go do roll call. See how it goes. I'm gonna do roll call, I think. Roll call's a good place to go. Yep. Yeah, it's hard to like. So the problem with looking at the individual numbers. So the question of like, oh, is this damage okay? The problem is are you killing monsters efficiently and quickly? So individual hits are cool, but like, how often are you critically striking? If you're, do you have strike through? Are you able to clear quests easily. What do you do when you're not critting? Like, for example, let's say the build, you're raging, so you don't have precision, you don't have a lot of fortification penetration, undead, constructs, wisps, all sorts of monsters that run into those issues. It's pretty safe too? Yeah. I just want to see how this character will perform, that's all. Against a boss with a lot of hit points. I'm not super worried, but again, we'll see. And I'm also just picking a quest that I have all the gear.
You expected to find Forge personnel hard at work in this wing. Instead, you see an old woman pacing back and forth while muttering to herself.
Alright.
Let's
go here.
All
Alright, see how this goes. Everything should be fine. I'm sold my scrolls of greater heroism because I wanted to get a thing to put my augment in because I'm an idiot. I'm stupid. Because I have a greater heroism augment, I wanted to put it into something. Well, alright, no GH, I guess, for me. See how it goes. Dangerous Sharn quest? Is this quest dangerous? Really? When is this quest dangerous? I've never thought this quest is dangerous. Oopsie. Right, wrong button. How many build reviews are in the queue? I have a build review for Triax, I think. At least right now. But I'm not sure. Let me pull it up and check. Build review requests. I have Triax on the list. I did this. I did this. Yep, that's it. I have Triax. Chain Missiles went through Night Shield? Yeah, when Chain Missiles went through Night Shield, this quest was an absolute nightmare. Also, goodbye, Cocky. Rest in peace. I mean, you also have, like, rooms like this, which can be kind of scary when you first enter into it. Like, you know, you have to deal with all the monsters kind of attacking you all at the same time. And I can see that being kind of dangerous. My character also heals for a ton, which is why I'm, like, one of the reasons why I was kind of not super worried about this, because I have the passive healing, so every 6 seconds I get healed for about 800 to 900. And then I also just generally have a lot of healing, like closed wounds and stuff. So, we'll see. Yeah, that was my big worry, would be the end fight, but I'm hoping that I can kind of alleviate a lot of those worries by just hitting monsters with the Ring of Shadow Blades. Like, this room also is kind of scary, so I just like using Ring of Shadow Blades here to kind of like hit monsters as they're coming in, plus also my resistance to magic missiles, and also I can spam spells in between. So you can kind of like just throw a couple like small damage spells as I'm going through here. And again, everything seems kind of fine. I think the character is doing pretty well. I just didn't really experiment around with a lot of epic elites. I don't have a lot of experience here with this character in particular. Do you want to do it later today? I'm 100% not going to do it later today. Not because I don't want to, but because it's not a good day for it, you know? It's not a good day. But tomorrow, I'd love to do it tomorrow. What do you want to do tomorrow? Tomorrow's great. It's a perfect day. Just because I'm not going to be streaming Dungeons & Dragons Online for that long, so it just doesn't fit in with the time. What build is this? This is my solo guided caster Dark Hunter build. This character is deceptive. It looks like it's pretty good because you can see me running around and doing stuff, but just bear in mind that everything I'm doing would be done better if I was just a favored soul. My character would be a lot more powerful. So you can do exactly what I'm doing on just a favorite soul and be more powerful than what I'm doing. So I just don't want to like. I don't want a single person to play this character thinking it's going to be like really, really good, and then get the bamboozle when they find out that, oh, it's actually not very good. Okay, this seems all right. I mean, that room is usually like scary when dealing with all the ads, but because I can kill everything in one hit, it's not a big deal. Apologizing for this amazing character. I am still apologizing for this amazing character. Oh, I got a new mouse, by the way, which doesn't like let go, which is nice. I'm like holding down the mouse click button, which is good. The bamboozle is supposed to happen on this character. If somebody rolls it and then they start playing it. There is a full build guide for this character. It's in my build repository, Dark Hunter Caster Ranger. You shouldn't play it, but you can. But you shouldn't. because it's not very good. I was thinking Blightcaster. Blightcaster is the strongest leveling spellcaster in the game. Strongest as in it is very self-sufficient. Its damage bypasses basically every resistance. It uses almost no spell points while leveling. It's pretty fast. It's got healing. It does pretty much every single thing you could possibly want out of a spellcaster. The only thing it doesn't do is be as fast as Sorcerer. But it's still pretty good. The build you're seeing is in streams being played by a professional. Yes, actually, great. Yeah, I should have that as a big disclaimer. Okay, that was surprisingly easy. I thought that was going to be like even kind of sort of challenging, but not really. Damn, I didn't want the Aether Bands. I wanted the chest piece out of here. Odds of me getting the gear that I want are low. But I kind of did just want to test it out. I don't really want to farm out the items on this character. That's silly when I have a fully geared character I can farm it, but yeah. Hardcore raids, we're organizing a group sometime afternoon Sunday. I will not be available on Sunday, unfortunately. Thank you for the offer, but I will not be available.
Try this at home, kids.
This is the last week of Hardcore. So Hardcore ends on Wednesday of next week at 9 a.m. So you have until Wednesday at 9 a.m. next week. Let's go here. Yeah, Sork goes Zoom. Sork is fast. Very powerful. Huge fan. Anyway, if I'm going to farm out items for a character, I'm just going to do that on the Blightcaster. Because the Blightcaster's faster and stronger and does more things. Plus, I can just do a little bit of gear farming. So something low maintenance, you know. I have a few items I want to get. That's not true. I have a lot of items I want to get. And you might be like, well, why would you farm out a whole gear set for a character that sucks that you're not even going to play? I don't know, dude. I see the gear set and my brain is like, I want to try it. Even if it means just like transferring it off to another server and then like playing it on the regular server instead of on the hardcore one. My brain is stupid and I want to see it to fruition. Plus also it's not that many pieces of gear. Don't want to pike the 20. You died? Oh, I didn't know you died. Gear farming. So what am I farming? I'm farming roll call first. This roll call is pretty good. Farm it out. Do a couple things. Oh yeah, we talked about this. Yeah, you died to the flesh golems in Sunrise. I remember you mentioned this. Very sad to hear. Very sad to hear, dude. Yeah, they can be quite scary because not only do they hit very hard, but they also hit multiple times, which is the secondary scary part about them. When they attack you like they go like 1, 2, 3, and all at the same time.
Strim,
to yourself
you know what they say,
raid alt?
strimping ain't easy.
No, I already have tons of raid alts. I already have like my main core of like end game characters that I just leave at cap. I have my tank. I have a tank that I leave at cap. I have a thank you for the bits, by the way, appreciate it. I have a tank I leave at cap. I have a melee DPS I leave at cap. I have a support bard I leave at cap all the time. So like, yeah. It depends. They usually let you transfer for a month, but pretty much every single hardcore league has some type of issue with transfers and something else. So sometimes it's like 2 or 3 months. But the goal for them, I think, is 1 month.
You expected to find Forge personnel hard at work in this wing. Instead, you see an old woman pacing back and forth while muttering to herself.
So I think that's, and yeah, I think that's what SSG tries to do is 1 month. Again, they don't really usually succeed on that, but I think they try to do that, or like that's their that is the goal.
You'll have to navigate the forge by using the pipe system. Hostile security drones
thank you.
It looks like the lost
Back to Dungeons and Dragons Online. Classic move. Yeah. I was also thinking about maybe doing another, like, Reaper-only push or something on, like, the last week, but I don't know. We're, like, it's so close on time. I think what I might do is spend some time working on my Assassin on the regular servers so I can get an Assassin video ready for everybody. So I can both give credit to Tronco for the build that I literally just copied one-to-one because it just makes sense. Somebody who spent more time researching the subject has put something together that's better. So I can share my first life version and then also give credit where credit is due for the character that I was playing. I think that's kind of cool. So I'd like to be able to do that. What? Wait, what? Where am I supposed to go? Did I go the wrong way? I think I went the wrong way. Ooh. Yeah, I did. I definitely did. I'm supposed to go this way. Learned so much about this esoteric game. Nice. I hope you also enjoyed the Baldur's Gate 2 VODs. Yesterday I streamed Baldur's Gate 2 for like the entire day. For like 8 hours. Because the DDO servers were down when I started streaming. And I was like, well, gotta do something. So I just streamed Baldur's Gate 2. Really fun video game. You will have to deal with like I said, kind of like the 2000 and... Or not 2000, the 1998 jank. That's what I'm going to call it. But the game came from the year 1998, so it has some flaws, and it's not perfectly balanced or designed. A lot of encounters and areas in the game feel very much like a Mega Man encounter, where it's like if you have the weakness or like the weapon that's good for that exact situation, then it's going to be much easier. You know, sort of like that Mega Man design, where it's like, oh, if you have this particular scroll or this particular spell, then it's super easy to be able to just instantly defeat the boss or do whatever. But if you don't know that, then it's going to make it much harder. So traditional gaming ensues where a friend can tell you, or you can just look it up on the internet, how to get through each individual counter. And you can kind of trivialize everything in the game if you know. And if you don't know, like me, who was just kind of like bumbling my way through, then you kind of figure it out as you go along. But I'm having a lot of fun with it. And it's really, really enjoyable. Ishram, do you play mostly solo mostly? Isn't it more fun to go through the whole process with a squad? So I don't play mostly solo. I don't know where you get that impression. I guess maybe if you see me do the solo guided playthroughs, you could get that impression. Because it's a piece of content that I have made because other people have requested it. Because they prefer... There's a lot of people that play this game by themselves. And they want to see, you know, tips and tricks as they get through things when they're solo players. But I don't normally do that. I'm mostly a group player. I have a group up right now. It's open. Anybody can join. From the bracers, the armor. So to answer your question, I prefer to play with a group. Like I said, I did the solo guided playthroughs because people asked me to showcase tips and tricks to get through quests and pieces of content for them soloing, because a lot of people do that. Yeah. The other issue, too, is that inherently soloing takes longer than it does to play in a group. And so when I make, like, the solo guided playthroughs or solo content, you have to deal with the fact that the solo content is going to take longer to produce than the group content, because the group content goes faster. Like, if I level with some of the people in my guild, we can go 1 to 30 in 15 hours, whereas if I do the solo guided playthrough, that's not 15 hours. Yeah. You're playing Baldur's Gate 2 and play Baldur's Gate 6, do it yourself. A little free time to game as is. Yeah, the best part is you can then take the videos, because I'm not doing anything too complicated. You can then take the videos and watch them at like 1.5 or 1.75 times speed, and then it allows you to basically play through the whole game as long as you're sort of okay with the decisions that I make in the video game. Which is, Peter Pipega is a huge believer in self-defense. He practices a lot of self-defense and defends himself thoroughly against assailants. He's a very, very heavy practicer of self-defense. Solo caster range at 32? Correct. But his Baldur's Gate were spent spamming silence on all casters you saw? Probably not a bad idea. I never even thought of spamming silence. Now that I have Breach, I don't really care. Because Breach just saves all the problems. Breach is the type of spell I would love to see in a game like DDO. Like, Breach is a spell that I can actually see maybe having some use. Maybe. If they actually made the game harder, then Breach would see some use. So if there's that don't know, Breach is a spell that is actually not in pen and paper, or at least it might be in pen and paper, like 2nd edition. It's not in 3.5. It's a single target dispel effect, so it dispels magical effects off enemies. Vortex, welcome back to the stream team. Appreciate the support. We're having a fantastic day. 26 months. It's a hell of a long time, and I'm glad to have you here for that hell of a long time. Thank you. But Breach, it's a single target dispel that removes all protective magic. That's all it does. It just removes protective magic. So, for example, it won't remove, like if you have True Seeing, it won't remove True Seeing, it won't remove anything like that, but it removes all protective magic spells, and it's very, very, very cool, because it means it's basically the counter to spellcasters. If you see a spellcaster that has like 50 spells on them, you just hit them with Breach, they're all gone, and now you don't have to worry about it. And in the game, in Baldur's Gate, a lot of the monsters that you fight, especially spellcasters, don't cast spells at the beginning of the fight. They're just counted as already having a lot of their buffs. So, for example, the final boss of Baldur's Gate 1, this guy Saravok? I cannot remember his name. Anyway, he has all of his buff spells when you fight him. So you have to, like, penetrate through. But with the Breach spell, you can just go boom and take them all off. Which is, like, really cool. It's just, like, a great counter to that type of move. And, obviously, it doesn't have as much value in a game like DDO, where, you know, the best counter to monsters having protective spells is instantly killing them without too much damage. Like I said, if the game was slower, it would be an interesting addition to this game.
I knew they'd send somebody. It's not what it looks like, I swear.
Yeah, I think I did manage to fight off Jaheira's advances, because she was talking to me about something, and I said, look, I don't have time for this. Keep it to yourself. And she has yet to even say anything to me about anything. She hasn't commented on her journey, on the adventure, or anything. So, I definitely made her mad then. No, I just can't remember if it's Saravok or Savarok, like where those letters come from. Well, it's not even Dead to the Romance. Usually the characters will say stuff when it's like, you know, you're about to do something either morally reprehensible. They'll have their like little input. Like Minsk is like, oh, I don't want to do evil things. But she doesn't say anything anymore. So, yeah, I think I might have made her very upsetty spaghetti. Pierce magic, the most strips magic resistance on all your casters. Yep. I got 2 breaches, so I can breach twice. Alright, never said. Thought you did want to cast a breach on Jaheira, is funny. But yeah, it's just one of those things that, like, it shows the difference in terms of just general speed, especially in something like Dungeons & Dragons Online, where, like, a spell like Breach, which is so good, would see no value here because I don't need to remove enemy buffs, because it's not really relevant to the gameplay. But there's another world where it could actually be relevant to the gameplay. Easy to dead end on? That's fine. I didn't really... Again, the thoughts that I had towards Jaheira as Peter Pipega is that, you know, I've known her for a while, and she is very recently widowed, so she needs time to grieve. So, you know what, she's looking for a rebound, and I get it. But Peter Pipega's not about that. In buff, so it doesn't matter. Lots of things in DDO buff, actually. A lot of monsters cast... A lot more monsters than you think cast displacement. But you know what doesn't care about displacement? All this magic. Oh, what's this? Oh, there's a monster here? Oh, what's this? Oh, is there a monster here? Oh, is there another thing that exists? Who cares? Potential girlfriend you're telling us about? No. I don't tell you guys anything. It's all secrets. You teleport the hapless student back to the entrance. Yeah, if you have a true seeing item, you don't have to worry about like dealing with displacement and what have you. You don't always have true seeing items, but you know, sometimes you do. You really want to make sure you figure that out on your gear set. It's one of the reasons why there's the necklace, the part of the family necklace is so good because it has true seeing on it. Plus other good offensive stats. True Seeing, Armor Piercing, Deadly. Just cast all buffs, but please make them stop casting Dispel Magic. It would be cool if monsters did start with buffs. I think that would be an interesting, different mechanic that they could do, is like have monsters actually have buffs built in instead of having to cast all of them upon spawn. Admittedly, it's one of the big weaknesses of Famine Reapers, is that Famine Reapers will spawn into the game. And they will stand there, and they will cast Mage Armor, then they will cast Displacement, then they'll cast Mage Armor on an ally, which obviously is not dangerous, but they're Reapers. They're supposed to be dangerous.
But a thin trail of smoke points to a system malfunction.
What am I doing? Be dispelled? Dude, I wish I could prevent Dispel Magic. There's no way to do it here, unfortunately. Use for contingency if that is part of this game. Hmm? Oh no, yeah, for sure. In Dungeons & Dragons Online, it's annoying because there's no way to stop Dispel. And the problem with Dispel is it dispels you indiscriminately. So there's no pause button. It's a live action game. So if I get dispelled, I have all my buffs up here. So I have to figure out which ones came off to reapply. And the reason why I find it a bigger problem is not because it's actually a like an issue of like it makes the game harder in any capacity. I don't have to worry about it here because I don't care. My character is powerful. I have tons of mana. Oh no, I lost a spell. I'll just recast it. Who gives a shit? I'll just cast the spells, man. But the problem is if you're a newer player and you have fewer spell points, you're playing a beginner wizard. It's your first time. You don't know how to manage your spell points. And then all of a sudden, your buffs get taken off by a monster. You don't have good gear. You don't have items to replace it. And now you have to recast all of your buff spells because the monster cast Dispel Magic on you and it's gone. And you might say, yeah, but that's the cost of Dispel Magic. Except again, the problem is if you are a novice player and you don't know what you're doing, not only do you have lower amounts of spell points, so it's harder for you to replace, but also you don't know when it's coming up, and you might have a harder time reading it and encounter like this terrible challenge that is literally, it's just basically unfair. It really only has like a negative impact on like people who are unaware of it, which is just inherently unfun game design because you're basically punishing somebody for being new at the game and not for not knowing about it, but for being new at the game. The suggestion I've put in to make Dispel Magic more interesting is not remove the dispelling function of it. I think that dispelling stuff is like fine. But as opposed to making it a dispel, it's a suppress. So when you get hit by a Dispel Magic, it just suppresses your buffs. Coming to end chest. So imagine if it just took your spells away for 20 seconds. So if you get hit with Dispel Magic, your spells are gone for 20 seconds. And then, boom, they come back. So you have to think about how you want to figure it out. And you're like, what am I going to do? How am I going to get through this challenge? Now, okay, now I'm missing this buff. What am I going to do? And it actually makes an interesting gameplay challenge as opposed to just being like this frustrating mess.
You expected to find Forge
Wait.
personnel hard at work in this wing. Instead,
What?
you see an old woman.
Are you coming to the end chest or no? No, I don't need anything from here. Why would you join an item farming group at level 32 if you don't... if you're not going to go to the end chest to even pass items?
This cavern is bare aside from two circular doors, one of which stands open. You can forge by using the pipe system. Hostile security drones patrol the pipes.
People's motivations are a mystery to me. There are tornadoes in Canada? There were. Actually, I believe they went south, or they went north, but yeah. They need the favor? I guess? I have no clue. Yeah, there were 2 tornadoes that went through the city of Ottawa. This game is set in Eberron, and Faerun, and Barovia, and the Isle of Dread, and also Greyhawk.
His methods are beyond your understanding, 5-head.
True. It's literally beyond my understanding. I don't understand. Yeah, so this game is set in all of those campaign settings. It was originally released as Dungeons & Dragons Online Eberron, because it was based on Eberron first. And then the first major expansion for the game was Menace of the Underdark, at which point a portal opened between Eberron that led to the Forgotten Realms. And so you got to explore the Underdark, and you got to deal with, the Spiders of Lolth. You get to go to Evening Star and Cormyr and do all these other things. The second expansion was the Shadowfell Conspiracy, which dealt with the Shadowfell and their different plans and the people of Netheril and all this other stuff, which is pretty exciting. And then ever since then, every expansion has been going to a new place. So Outside of just those two places, then we had the Ravenloft expansion, which went to the land of Barovia, which is not in any of those two campaign settings. And then they had, there's also the Temple of Elemental Evil, which is set in Greyhawk. What else is there? And then there's Saltmarsh. I don't know where Saltmarsh is. I'm gonna be honest, no clue. Couldn't tell you. Is Baldur's Gate? No, there's no Baldur's Gate. I don't know where Baldur's Gate in relation to Wayloon, the prison city of Wayloon, is, and Evening Star. Saltmarsh is also Greyhawk. There you go. What type is you? The rare AB negative universal receiver. It's AB positive is universal receiver. As an AB negative, you cannot receive AB positive blood. Unfortunately, you're very, very close. Waterdeep? No, I also don't know where Waterdeep is. Again, you got Evening Star, you got Wayloon Prison, you got the Stormhorns Mountains. You have what's that area? The Stone Canyon or something? Stonelands? Something like that. Baldur's Gate is west of Evening Star? Oh, okay. Makes sense. Lake Havasu, Arizona? Yeah, I can get that for you. And then some sections of the Underdark. My knowledge of the Forgotten Realms story is very limited. What item am I going for? I'm going for the armor piece. I want the medium armor. Two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we're done. Yeah, I'll get you the weather for Lake Havasu. There's lakes in Arizona? I thought it was a desert.
Stream, SSG here.
What did I do
We
wrong?
heard you dislike the Dispel spell. We hear you.
I pulled this one too many
That's
times.
why we are introducing the brand new Living Dispel magic enemy in Vecnu Unleashed. It takes half damage from magic sources and has a 75% chance to suppress spells that affects. I hope this mob makes it very entertaining to interact with and it becomes a welcome change. Cheer
You know what?
100.
I will say that would be interesting because living spells are an interesting monster, so we could always use more of them. Ooh, that's the armor I needed. Right there. It's very cool. Look at this. Look at this kind person. Thank you. Thank you. Blown Dead Line is the next one. Sweet. Expansion would be cool. See Targos in some of the Icewind Dale locations. Yeah, I know they're gonna do more Forgotten Realms in the future because Forgotten Realms is the campaign setting for, you know, D&D 5, and it's pretty popular. So like, why not? But outside of that, I have like no idea. I don't know. I don't know the specifics. Oh, thank you. Oh, these people coming to help out good old Shrim Tom. Okay. We're heading to Blown Dead Line. Living Hold Monster? Yeah, I could probably deal with that. Blown. Also, Infinite Attacking gifted a sub. Welcome to Stream Team Wild Wind 101. That's very kind of you. Thank you so much for the support. Appreciate that, Infinite Attacking. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Oh, the spell magic spell could exist? Oh yeah, I think it'd be great. I think it's a really cool concept, just generally for a monster. Outside of the genetic populations, both. Oh yeah. No, it's a crazy rare blood type. Very, very rare blood type. Absolutely. It's just not technically universal receiver. It's very close.
You arrive at the world-renowned Korana, a temple dedicated to the god of wealth, located in the pulsing heart of Sharn. The main temple has just closed its doors for the evening. You wonder why Kol Korana...
It's very close. Living power word kill. Honestly, hilarious, because that would be, like, toothless in DDO. Power word kill doesn't do any damage. The spell, it only is an instant kill. As a result, if you have a single death block item, you are completely immune to power word kill. And death block is extremely common as a stat. It's on like half of all armor pieces. So it's like you just happen to have death block and then bang. They can't do anything. So a living power word kill would ironically be way less dangerous than like a living destruction. Destruction, on the other hand, if you make your save, you take extremely high amounts of damage as destruction starts to tear you apart anyway. And also, if they did some of the epic spells, Holy Fireball, Ruin, Greater Ruin, Living Ruin would be very bad for the game. that would be a bad one. That would be a bad one. Because it would be make it way harder on Hardcore League, where you die instantaneously and there's nothing you can do about it. So that would be bad. I would not like to see that. But they could. Yeah. Yeah, Power Word Kill also, I agree. It has too long of a cooldown. For me, Power Word Stun is where it's at. It's a 1 minute cooldown, but it's a no-save stun. And it's also an 8th level spell, and most 8th level spells are bad. So it really fills in that role. I really like Power Word Stun. I think it's a very good spell. Is it like the best spell? No, it's pretty good. Yeah. If you're playing like an Eldritch Knight, I like Power Word Stun because it's a no-save stun. So if you're a character who like doesn't have very good DCs, you know, you're playing either strength-based Eldritch Knight, so a strength-based Wizard or Sorcerer, or you know, you're like or you're a multi-class, you don't want to fit in any DC gear, but you want to have one crowd control. It's a guaranteed crowd control on any monster for 6 seconds. It's just nice. Watch the VOD. Nice riddle stream. Oh, the riddle? Dude, that was too hard. Too hard for my brain. I'm brain small. Brain very small. Couldn't do it. It was impossible. Yep, okay. That's why I left that quest. I was like, oh, and then now this person's like, be careful, everything in this room is an illusion, but the illusions are real. I'm like, nope, no, I don't need to deal with this. This is a waste of my time. I'm not doing this quest. Was this done? Oh, this person's doing it, okay. As long as somebody's doing the quest, that's good.
Pulling the final lever causes the temperature in the room to flare up as the system breaks down. The last piece of equipment in the main manufactory sputters and stalls.
Yeah, like I said, there are uses for spells in a slower game. I think that's one of the main issues. That was on my computer, by the way, that Windows Sleep. The main issue is that there are uses for like some of the slower spells in a slower DDO, but DDO is just so fast. Like no one's crowd controlling any of these monsters because it's a waste of time. Just fight them. Just go fight the monsters. Wait, it's faster. It's easier. Yep, that's why I had to say it, just in case somebody was like, "Oh my God, what's happening to my computer?" Nothing's happening to your computer. It's fine. I just opened a program and it started updating. Need bracers if you get them. Seeking them bracers. The quest is important for proper loot acquisition. Yep. Okay. Oh, somebody got him. Nice. That's very kind. Shoot. House of Pain next. Let's go to House of Pain. Damn, I'm doing well in loot today. Thanks, team. Appreciate it. All these people just jumping in, helping me out. I don't even do anything. I don't deserve your support. And yet I have it. Also, some of these guys just need XP. And like an Epic Elite quest is not bad. I need the cloak from House of Pain now. That is a Dark Hunter in my party, yep. It is a Dark Hunter. Or there was a Dark Hunter, they left. Okay. Here. Would join you if I didn't have a 50% running? Yeah. Tomorrow we're gonna do some more Reapers. So if you missed out on some, I'll be doing some Reapers tomorrow. I'll also be doing some Reapers next week. So I'll be doing my best to get... Did I update this to House of Pain? Oh, Pain. On House of Pain.
And who in Kyber are you?
Sorry, was updating. Hello, fam. Not a lot of time left. I need that XP for 20. Yeah, for sure. Good luck on Reapers. Like I said, I'm gonna be running some Reaper groups, like next week. So if you're, you know, if you want to do some Reaper and stuff, and you're worried about missing out on your time, I'll be trying my best to squeeze in the last couple of days, and hopefully you'll be able to get some good Reapering in. Will not be doing Reaper mode on the weekend, unfortunately. I have a lot of things going on this weekend.
More so than usual. Your recent encounters with an unknown inquisitive and
Got lots of things happening. Yo, hello, Utgard. How are you doing? Am I Peter Pipega? Is that what they call me now? Businessman. I love that the guy's name is Businessman. So good. Imagine if that was like their actual name. Okay. And now we gotta find the lady. Just gonna go around here. We don't have a trap person, so I'll have to kind of manage that as we go along. Call you Pipe Daddy? I hope no one calls anyone Pipe Daddy. Gonna be honest. I hope no one ever does that ever in the history of the human race. Let's just, like, not do that. Okay. Now I'm just gotta find the lady. Where are you, Lady Thora? Nope. Nope. She's around here somewhere. Just don't know where. That'll teach them. Where are you? Soloed Epic Chronoscope for the first time. I didn't know it can be done, which explains why LGs weren't getting any responses. Yeah, Chronoscope is very, very easy to do, especially if you're over-leveled. If you're, like, over-leveling Heroic Chronoscope, actually, you can solo Heroic Chronoscope fairly easily if you have, like, a few past lives. Epic Chronoscope is harder to solo at 20, extremely easy to solo at above 20. Okay, south. No trap. So doing no trap. Oh no, I've Frogo. I can get Frogo to do this. Okay. On Frogo. Good old Froggy Frog. My guy. Nice thing about Frogo is he just gets everything every time, which is nice. You did LFGs for 2 days straight? Oh, because you hadn't tried? Yeah. To be fair, now you know. So for your next one, it's going to be really easy to get. See? Which is how that works. See, the first time you didn't know, but now you know. Mario Bros. Porno? Oh, God. Got updated in game? I have no idea. I'm assuming it's probably something to do with the store. Like, the store uses a new piece of architecture under the hood. And so they were updating whatever the browser was. Instead of using an Internet Explorer 5, they were like, oh, let's just actually use, like, a modern web browser in the game. 30th spot and search and disable traps. Nice. Hopefully, they are also high enough level to make use of that, or at the right level range. Depends on where you are.
Please pronounce it Frogo, as a callback to Frodo.
Maybe you could help.
Frogo? Yeah, I can call him Frogo. I can do that. Oh, because like Frodo, sorry, Frodo. Yeah, I'm familiar with Frodo. I know what you're talking about. Yeah. For real, Ogo. I only started saying Froggo because Cordovan, community manager for Dungeons & Dragons Online, says Froggo. And while I recognize that that's very, very wrong, I can't do anything about it. Because, like, this is America, and they can do whatever they want. SSG just has the power to do whatever they want.
At first, Lady Thora gapes at you like a startled deer. Then she sighs with
Right.
exasperation. If you want something done right,
This guy. I need more dots. More dots. More dots. Froggo of the Nine Fingers. Is that like the Fellowship? Because they're like the Nine. I'm not much of the Lord of the Rings sort of nerd. I'm more of the Lord of the Rings online sort of nerd. I don't know much about the books by Tolkien because I never read them, but I do know a lot about Lord of the Rings. I did watch The Rings of Power by Amazon, so you know you could call me a bit of a Lord of the Rings expert. Oh, that's a great way to taunt people. I should do that. I should actually genuinely do that. It would be great. Just say that to people. Just be like, oh, yeah, I know lots about Lord of the Rings. I saw the TV show. Excuse me. Could you imagine how mad people would get? It's the same thing. It's like watching the anime without reading the manga. Excuse me, I'm pretty sure I know everything about Full Metal Alchemist. I watched the TV show. No, not Brotherhood. The TV show, guys. Come on. Get out of here. Need cloak if it drops. If not, that's okay. But yeah, I've never read the Lord of the Rings books because I'm not a huge reader. I've read some books, but I haven't read that many. I've read the books on the shelf that are behind me. So, but I'm just not an avid reader. I've always been more of a gamer. Okay. All right, unfortunately, I must go. And you might be like, why must you go, Stream Tom? And it's actually unfortunate, but yes, I have to go. Not anywhere in particular. Somewhere magical. A new world. Yeah, to read the weather, of course. Yes. I do have to do that. I have to go to a brand new world. A new
Pipe
place.
Daddy? You mean Rain Daddy? Pipe progenitor?
Yep.
Canal caretaker? Aqueduct attendant? Fistula father? Any of these would be better.
That's right. I have to do all of this. Give me a second here. No, we have to go to Middle Earth. It's a new world. It's like the same world you're used to, but it's slightly different. Lake Havasu. Lake Havasu. Havasu Lake. I got it. Lake Havasu City. Lake Havasu State Park. Okay, there's a lot of different places labeled as Lake Havasu.
We interrupt this broadcast to bring you a special report on the weather with your host,
It is Dick
Stream Tom.
Correct. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Stream Tom Weather Broadcast. I'm your host, Stream Tom. Today, bringing the weather from Lake Havasu City in Arizona, United States. Right now, it's 45 degrees Canadian. For those that don't know degrees Canadian, that's just around 110 degrees freedom. It is quite warm out there, but no humidity, at least right now during the day. You've got the sun beaming down on you, so make sure you stay in the shade or else you're going to be burning alive. Temperatures going down to a nice chilly 36 degrees Canadian, which is right around the human body temperature, right around 98 degrees. Quite warm, so while it might be one of your favorite 90s bands, I can tell you what, it is not the temperature you want to have when you're going outside. But never fear, it continues to rise. Temperatures going all the way to 47 degrees Canadian in Lake Havasu, turning this place into a literal hellhole that you cannot escape from. It's called Lake Havasu, ironically, because there is in fact no lake. It's just dirt and sand because the water has all evaporated, leaving this into the sordid state that it is. as we look towards the rest of the week, temperatures are going to continue to stay high and continue to climb up to over almost 50 degrees Canadian, which again is around 115 degrees freedom. So tell you what, you want a lot of degrees of freedom, the best place to get the most freedom is to go to Lake Havasu in Arizona. Thank you, Shrim. Thank you for watching. I'm Shrim. Back to you, Shrim. Who are you? What are you doing? Okay. So now I actually have to do the thing that I'm supposed to do, which is be responsible. I'm raiding in thing. Hello. And we're good. Everything's good. Nope, it's not good. I have to reload Discord. So I have to delete that. I can't hear my Discord. I love when that happens. Quit. Good old Discord. It's raid night. Raid night. Lord of the Rings Online. Raids. Have you ever you guys love Lord of the Rings Online? It's a great game. It's raid night. So we're going to do some raids. I'm playing Brawler. I'm tanking. I think I'm tanking. I came as Brawler. Hello. And we're here. Everything is good. Done. Something's missing. Why is my health so low? I have no idea. Planet of Fire, yeah. This is the newest raid, Gwathrenost. If you haven't seen the raid, Gwathrenost, it's pretty cool. We got ogres. We got all sorts of stuff. Oh, is it? Return to Cardoom. I got you. We'll share these quests. But yeah, this is the newest raid that came out to the game. This is Gwathrenost, the Witch King's Citadel. In this, so this video game, The Lord of the Rings Online, has moved, for those that are just unaware of what this is all about, this is the most in the timeline as to when this whole event is taking place. This is after the ring has already been destroyed. So as of right now, the ring has been destroyed. Gondor is being rebuilt, and Aragorn just got married to Arwen. So this is the summer before the hobbits have gone back. So the hobbits have not traveled back to the Shire and all of that stuff. But this is happening in the north of Eriador. This is in Angmar, so this is all happening up here. And basically, it's like power struggle. So there's a vacuum of power because the Witch King of Angmar, who traveled to fight on the battle, was famously killed by Éowyn when she pulled off her helmet and said, "I am no man," and stabbed him to death, and he died right there. Just stone dead. It's crazy. And so, so when that shit happened, that was obviously a huge deal. Struck a huge blow to the Sauronian military and their efforts. Anyway, so since there's like this big vacuum in power that has taken place, there are the Angmarim who are I can't stop that from doing anything. Oh. There's the Angmarim who basically were followers of the Witch King of Angmar. And they decided, hey, you know what? Since there's no one here, and also all the forces are weakened, even though the war is over, it's not like everybody's like, cool, now we have all this equipment and power and all these soldiers and stuff. Like, dude, a lot of people died, a lot of forces had to get like siphoned from other places, and so the rest of the world is in a fairly weakened state, and so Angmar is attempting to siege control of power. So the Angmarim, who are human followers, decided to wrestle control over the Witch King Citadel, and that's what the raid is all about. So there you go. There's your little lesson about a video game you don't care much about. As I said before, one of my favorite things about the Lord of the Rings Online is that the way that they tell the story of the game, or like the story of the Lord of the Rings, not the game, but the way they tell the story in the game, is basically like, if it happened in the book, then it happens in the game as it happened in the book. And if it didn't directly happen in the book, then they will, that's when they will be like, okay, it didn't exactly happen this way, but it happened sort of adjacent to this way, so this is our interpretation of it. Or like, Tolkien didn't say no, so it's probably fine. That makes sense. Cool. But if it happened in the Amazon show, yeah, unfortunately, the Amazon show doesn't hold a lot of canned water when it comes to that. Also, how we doing? Welcome back to Stream Team for 51 months. I don't know why you've wasted more than 4 years here, but you know what? I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for doing that. You've committed to something for a very long time with the tier 3 sub. And you know what? You should feel good about that type of commitment. I certainly do feel good about it. Every time I think about the fact that you've been sub for 51 months with the tier 3 sub, that feels good. So good work. Thank you. Appreciate the support. Tornado, are you safe? Yeah, tornado is over. It's all over now. We went through the city. Fortunately for me, when the tornado actually came through, I was in a huge, like, brick building that was like 100 years old, so I don't have to worry about it as much. Yes, there's a huge brick building. Did it take a whirlwind tour? Is this like the a car driving reference to one of them like car driving television programs or whatever? Sure. Okay, perfect. That's all I wanted to know. Do I need a second tank for this boss? No, right? I don't think you need more than one tank for this boss fight. I don't remember. Depends what tier it is. This is tier 2. Pretty sure I can just one tank tier 2, right? Right? I can almost one tank tier 3. There is one moment where I need the other tank to take off with me. In the whole fight, there's only one time where you actually get to 6 stacks. Second tank needed? Oh, okay, cool. I couldn't remember. Looks so badass. So these are the Gorthorog. So these are trolls, but they're Daywalker trolls. So they're trolls that don't turn to stone when they go in the light. They are very cool. They're also much more intelligent than your regular troll, and they feature very heavily in several sections of this game. They're trolls. Yeah. So they're not super common, so that's why they're not found all over the world. They're only found in certain places, and pretty much all of the Gorthorog trolls are in direct service to Sauron, whereas the trolls exist as their own entities. They are evil entities who may serve Sauron, should it align with their own intentions. But, you know, they're not necessarily the same thing. Whereas the Gorthorog trolls are, like, pretty much entirely aligned. Yeah, he's a big boy. He's not my favorite. My favorite troll in this game, what is his name? My favorite troll is Rakothis. He's my favorite one. Rakothis is the best one. He has this sick intro animation. It's amazing. Yeah, we don't need 2 tanks for this. I'm just going to hold it the whole time, Thor. So yeah. The one that throws the siege engine. Mm-hmm. Rakothis is the one that throws the siege engine, which is so cool. Wayne Sulu caster Rangers punching the shit out of everything. Yep, Sulu. Why did I say Sulu? You see that ESO base game? I did! I'm very glad you posted it multiple times. Good. The one too many stacks? Yeah, we'll be fine. Fucking highly of it. Mm-hmm. I'll show you after this. After this, once we're done with it, this raid's going to be over pretty quick. Once the raid is done, I'll show you. It's like one of my favorite animations. I got to meet the animator when I went to Stainless Stone Games' offices. I got to meet the animator who did it and shake his hand. It's very cool. Did you see why people love it? Yeah. So I'll show you guys. So it's like a DDO caster. I do want to try out the original Dark Alliance. Obviously not Dungeons and Dragons Dark Alliance. If you guys haven't played Dungeons and Dragons Dark Alliance, it's a tale as old as time, you know. Okay, dialogue's up. Gurkrak. He says a bunch of stuff. You can't read it. Can I read it? There you go. You'll learn the folly. Your will shall break like twigs underfoot. You will beg to serve the Iron Crown. The Iron Crown are the Angmarum who followed. That was the name that they had, who followed the Witch King. I have no idea if this guy's even going to do any visible damage to me. Probably not. Thundering blows. Rip. Big challenge is either breeze or impossible. No in between. I love the fact that the Throne of the Dread Terror in older Raid was designed in such a way that even now with modern characters, you can't just do it. You can't just run in and blow through it because there's so many mechanics that are based on percentage health, corruption removal, instant kill mechanics that you can't just breeze your way through. Yo, what's up, devilish pumpkins? How are you? Support my fragile little mind. That's right. The olders are very cool. Stop these ads from healing this guy, please. Oh, you know, tornado went through my city. The usual. Get him, kill this guy. Are you sure I'm not going to cap out on stacks of hemorrhage? I feel like I'm going to cap out on stacks of hemorrhage. Oh, no, we're good. Nice. Okay. I thought that was going to happen, but it looks like it didn't. Nice. I like that. Yeah. When you start slamming, if you're melee, you just got to walk away, or else you take huge damage. Alright, we're good. Next to Lake Havasu. Yes, that is... I mean, to be fair, I do know somebody who apparently lost their whole fence to the tornado. So, rip. I also know somebody... I know somebody who saw somebody lose their roof. It's not the same as it actually happening to them, but, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, I'm not even paying attention. This thing couldn't kill me if it tried. My character's just too powerful. Do you even take damage at this point? What tornado was it? Big enough. I actually don't know the specifics. I don't know how they measure tornadoes. That's a good question. How big of a tornado was it? I have no idea. Do I have another race for him? Yes. The F scale, F5 is the worst. Good to know. Yeah, so the thing is, we didn't used to get tornadoes all the time, but ever since 2018, I feel like we've gotten a tornado like almost every single year, and it's like, it's not good. It's not good. It's a bad new thing. The old Twister movie with Helen Hunt. Yeah, so Twister is a movie I remember coming out and being very young. First completed, defeated Gurkrak. I haven't defeated Gurkrak since I updated this add-on. That's so funny. When did Twister come out? Twister movie. 1996. Yeah, I was a little young for that one. A little young for that one. Oh, I got a lively. Damn. It's actually better than any piece of gear I can actually get. Cow, same cow. Yeah, so as far as I know, I don't know. What was the tornado? Did they have a category? Tornado near Ottawa category? Powerful F3 tornado. There you go. That was an F3. Again, I don't really know the scale, so pardon me, but that's just what it says on the computer. So yeah. Yeah, apparently it has something to do with like, oh yeah, there's also cooler air, so it's not hot outside right now, which is why I'm wearing this like sweater, because it's not that warm right now. So it's like the cooler air made a thing happen. Anyways, here you go. Weather. Tornado. Look at all that. Sometimes you've reset your brawler's level. There's no reincarnation in the Lord of the Rings Online. Sure. I was just gonna go fight him. Some classic hit him with my fists move. Oh, so in here, every time we've done this, I basically just grab aggro and then step him back after all the green puddles go down that heal them. Then just step him back out of the green puddles and just kind of go. Yeah, we just have to make sure he doesn't get out of the group, but or like doesn't run off. But yeah, we don't have to pull him out or do anything special. Is everybody here? Who am I missing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Are we ready to go? I got my AoE taunt out. We're good. Uh-oh. You did skip levels, can't imagine it. I leveled this character through Moria, and then I was like, I don't have patience for this. And then I boosted it. But this was also, I did the boost specifically because this was also before the legendary item revamp or whatever. Or not, no, it was after the legendary item revamp. There was a reason why I wanted to boost it. There was like something in the boost that you get there was a reason why I wanted to do it. I can't remember. I think you're a ranger? Hunter maybe? Hunter is like the bow class. The one that looks and sounds like Legolas. Oh yeah, because there wasn't any quest rewards, right. Because I played the Brawler when it released. Huge mistake. Because SSG didn't take the time to actually like add in quest rewards for the character. So the entire time, they were like, you wouldn't get proper weapons or anything else when you leveled up. Yeah, that's what it was. I got fed up with it because I was kind of annoyed. By kind of annoyed, I mean very annoyed. Very dumb problem to have. Yeah, I absolutely did do a level skip, yeah. Yeah, also if this game with reincarnation wouldn't be that bad, assuming you got to keep like your virtues and your legendaries. If you got to keep your virtues and your legendaries and they just got level gated down, so like the legendaries would just be like, oh, you're only access to like the first tiers as you level up and then it opens up. You could just set it up in the order that you wanted to have access to it. And it wouldn't be really that big of a problem. Go taunt these guys and get them around the corner. The classic move, if you don't know as a tank, is what you want to do is just aggro monsters and then go around a wall and then they have to come get you. Because apparently don't. They just like ignore that, but yeah. Work if you did the same class again. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Oh yeah, okay. So that entire idea doesn't function at all. All right. Well, you know, there was thought there, at least. Clearing trash? Yeah, you gotta clear trash. If you don't kill the trash in the raids, it doesn't work. We're just gonna clear all these guys here. Is this guy aggro? Fighting us? Yeah, this guy's fighting us. You gotta clear the trash. If you don't, the game doesn't let you progress. The trash in this raid is mandatory. Damn, I thought that was gonna get aggro. Oh, and I got a deed! Foes of the Iron Crown. Wow. What was that? Deed completed. Gwathrenost. I have no idea where that is. Oh, Foes of the Iron Crown. Something? They definitely shouldn't have them all be under the same title. That's a mistake and a half. That's gonna cause problems. How many would you say you spent on Lotro? So I spend $0 on Lotro all of the time because I have when the game first released, there was the option to spend $200 and you could buy a lifetime account that you never had to pay a sub on. And I have one of those accounts. And also, because I'm an online content creator and live streamer, and I stream this game and make content for it, I also get given all the expansions by SSG. So I don't actually buy anything. Very convenient. It works out really well. However, that's not entirely true. I did spend some money because they added the supporter packs to the game, and the supporter packs are basically the things that you bought, and you spent, like, I think it was like 80 bucks or something, and you got some cool mounts and some cosmetics, and then also some like points for the store. It's basically, if you're familiar with Path of Exile supporter packs, it's the exact same thing as those, which I love. I think it's a great system, and so I bought those because I wanted the purple equipment. What about DDO? I spend $100 a year on Dungeons & Dragons Online. Sigma grind set tip of the day. I mean, yeah, absolutely. I'm a big believer in that. Again, I don't buy DDO points in DDO because I play too much. I never really have to. If DDO had released a supporter pack that, like, even though I had like so many DDO points, if they had released a supporter pack that was like $80, but you had to like do whatever, I would have paid for it. I would have bought it for sure. Just didn't do that. They did it with DDO points exclusively. So I was like, well, I already have all of these, so I just spent it. But yeah, I totally agree. If you like something, invest in it. It's the reason why, like, there's a lot of free-to-play games out there. I don't really play, even if I play a free-to-play game, I don't really play it free-to-play, because if I enjoy it and I like the content, I'm going to pay for it, so that way the people who worked on the project will get paid for working on it. Like, the thing will still be there in the future. So, for example, when I played SWTOR, I played it, even though it's a fully free-to-play game, I played it with the sub, so I just didn't have to worry about it. Same thing like with Path of Exile. If I'm going to play Path of Exile for like a season, I'll usually buy one of the supporter packs. Like, you know, I'm going to spend like 200 hours in this video game. I might as well spend the money on the people, for the people who are actively developing it. Oh, the X-Packs up to that point forever for free after subbing? Oh, for sure. But even if I was to go back, even after having all those X-Packs, I'm still going to do it. Like I said, for me, I just see the value in, like, supporting the content. Because as you said, you know, if you want it to continue and thrive, somebody has to pay for it at some point. So if I enjoy it and I'm okay with paying for it, I'm going to pay for it. Okay. So for yourself, extra month and make a decent allowance. Yeah. I also try not to spend too much on anything. Like, for me, it's like, I enjoy it. I enjoy the game. But I'm also not going to spend, like, too much money. I'm going to spend as much as it's worth. So, like, I have never spent... I think what's the biggest purchase I've ever put into a video game? I think the biggest purchase was the DDO supporter, or not supporter pack, the season pass. That was $300 US. Is the biggest video game purchase I've ever made. Because I'm just generally a frugal person. I'm not going to spend a lot of money if I don't have to. also spend money when things are like they feel comparatively worth it. All those sovereign pots? No, that's not expensive. Yeah, you gotta be careful with your money. Because money, you will get more money in the future, right? So you don't have to you don't have to hold money together forever, because you will get more money in the future. It's not like money is an impossible thing to get. However, not having money is a major problem. And you don't need to have, you don't need to spend all your money now, but you do need, it's okay to spend some money, You gotta learn that balance. It was a season pass. It was a special feature where you got 2 years worth of sub and daily gold rolls for 2 years. And it was $300. Also, any content that released during that 2-year period, you also got added permanently on your account, and you got a special silver dragon scale armor. Now, so if you see people with silver dragon scale, those are people that bought it. They also only sold 1,000. So it was basically a fundraising effort where they probably needed cash for something. So they got 300 grand clean off of that. But it also means they obviously don't get the revenue from the recurring subs for that time. But they just basically got it up front. But the huge benefit there is that, for people like me, I got the gold rolls every day. Now, when they were first announcing it, a bunch of people were like, oh, these, what was it? They were like, it's not worth it. The gold rolls aren't worth it. SSG is taking people's money and whatever. It's such a ripoff, charging so much for so little. Can't believe it. Because again, 2 years of subs for the cost of 3 years of subs. So it was 50% more expensive. Then the daily gold rolls started happening. And the same people that were upset, saying like, this is bullshit, it's such a waste of your money, were like, this is bullshit, I can't believe it was only available for 2 weeks and they only sold 1,000. I would have bought one if I'd known how valuable it was. Poor kids. Ad time? You got it. Pretty much everybody who bought it was very happy with their purchase. I got so much stuff. Watching an ad right now? True. Yep, imagine. Okay. Get this. It is. We're gonna get him. So if you're like, oh man, I saw you guys flounder this. Yeah, I know. Don't you go anywhere. Oh, that was so fast. Ads? I feel like... grabbing everything? Or take the boss back? Get him. This. Boss is coming back. Is that a legit Nazgul? No, the Nazgul are dead. This is a Kargul. They're like a lesser Nazgul. He's basically a remnant of the power of the Witch King that still lives within his fortress. So the Nazgul were the 9. Were destroyed when the Ring was destroyed because they were entirely bound to Sauron's essence. But the concept of there being a wraith, or basically, you know, a creature that is bound to the essence of one another, is not necessarily a foreign concept within the Lord of the Rings. It's just necessary. It was like the Nazgul are bound specifically to Sauron. So the Witch King of Angmar, who is, you know, the guy that features most prominently in the movies, anyway, is an Nazgul, and he owned this castle. And so the Castellan here is basically just an extension of his will that is still remaining within this place. spear. Sad cat jam. It's like cat jam, but sad. Dude, that was fast. Those ads went out, man. Okay, I'm taking him. Thor taunts the boss. Woo! Seems that cat, he's awesome. There we go, pull him back in. So yeah, so he's not, again, this guy's not entirely a Wraith. He's just also not. They establish within the story of the game they're lesser Wraiths. I don't know the specificity of how it is in actual, you know, as per Tolkien. I have no idea what he thinks. That's a great question. Any Lord of the Rings nerds out there that would know? Nothing happened? Yeah, if you don't have BTTV installed, you gotta get BTTV. It's a great add-on, by the way. Fantastic. It's just, it goes in your web browser, and it just makes the viewing experience on Twitch and other websites better. Okay, so reminder, we're not gonna kill the ads when they spawn. Thor's gonna taunt them. I'm gonna pull the boss back to where I'm standing, and then we're gonna beat him up. You get stabbed by a Morgul knife? Yeah, but the question is, fear, hide. So true, that's what happens. But does that is it implied that that's what happened to Frodo? Oh, the ads are rooted in the middle of the room. I need them away from the boss. Okay. So, like, would Frodo become a Wraith if he wasn't healed by Elrond magic? I don't know. As again, this is the problem with me watching the movies and playing the games, is I kind of don't know the exact rules of the Lord of the Rings. I'm dumb, dear. Well, right, but that again, that happens in the Lord of the Rings online. See what I'm saying? Like, it's a specific Lotro reference. So I know that the Lord of the Rings Online uses story-accurate stuff when they can. If there's like a reference to something specific in the game, they'll use Tolkien's interpretation. Oh, I guess true. The rules are vague, so it doesn't happen. Okay, so it's probably not canon that there are more Wraiths outside of the Ring Wraith running around. Oh, he canceled? Get him. Yep. But did I get that right? You do not need the feat 200 fighting and fun 200 fighting and natural fighting. Uses natural fighting? That is correct. In animal form, you use natural fighting. You cannot use any other combat style in animal form than natural fighting. If you're an animal character, you need natural fighting. No matter what weapon is in your hands. There would be more Wraiths, we just never see them. Well, again, I don't know if in the book it implies that Frodo would become a Wraith, then that makes sense. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know what the implication is of being stabbed by the Morgul blade, other than obviously it's bad. Uses the ring, the thinner he becomes because the ring fades a person in the real world. Right. Anyways. I don't know if I assume that the whole thing with Grathranos and all this other stuff wouldn't really remain as canon, but yeah. Wraith in the Undying Lands, when he leaves the boat, he just prolonged the turning of Frodo. Yeah, but they would just kill him. He's like, he would, like, the thing is, like, you know, he's in the Undying Lands, so even if he like turns or something, then all that would happen is the elves that are there are like super jacked, and they would just like kick his ass. Oh, I'm supposed to give this guy items. Right. I'm like, why did he open trade with me? I had no idea. Yeah. But anyways, I'm not sure. Like I said, the canonicity of some of these different things are things that I don't necessarily know, because I know what's canon to the game, but not to the actual story. But yeah. Anyways, end of the day. Great question. I don't know the answer to that question. I know that it's not one of the Nazgul. The Nazgul died. You do actually fight one of the Nazgul in one of the raids. So in the raid, what was the raid called? Not Garth of Garwen. BG? Bered Galuran? Bered Galuran is an area inside of the Mirkwood, the big spooky scary forest. And the big bad guy in Bered Galuran is, you guys gotta remove your fears. It heals them. Bered Galuran, that is the Witch King's fortress, or the fortress of the Necroman. So the it's on the end of the Mirkwood, and if you actually, I don't know if this is actually in the Hobbit book, but in the Hobbit movie, they explain how Gandalf, Saruman, and Radagast team up. Or is Elrond there? I don't know. A bunch of people team up, and they go and they kick Sauron's ass in Bered Galuran in the Hobbit movie. Again, do not know if that happens in the book. I'd never read the Hobbit book. I don't know. But when you do the raid in the game, you get to go there and do it. Sauron is not there because he's obviously left. Because everyone thinks that that the keep is empty because it was emptied before. They like already won the war, but bad things are happening. When you go to Bered Galuran, you find out it's full of orcs and they're doing bad things. And then when you finally get all the way up to the top, you realize, no, Sauron is not here. The Necromancer is not here. Instead, it is the Lieutenant. And the Lieutenant is just a nameless Nazgul. So he's a Nazgul, and he also has one of the fell beasts, the big dragon-looking things. Scream. So yeah. You fight 2 in Throne. You also fight 2 in Throne. Yep, true. Throne of the Dread Terror is a little bit more clear that there's ring wraiths there, because that would make sense. Because all of the Nazgul show up to fight on the Battle of Pelennor Fields. They're all there. Every single one shows up. Because, like, why would they not? That's, like, literally the most important battle of them all. The book? There you go, yeah. And she's like level 48. Let me know if you need any more raid friends. I do invite people periodically. Usually I go with my friends in person, but yeah, when I can, I do invite people. But it depends on when it is. Yeah, the Throne of the Dread Terror is very cool. Basically, Throne of the Dread Terror is a battle. It's a raid that takes place during the battle in front of Minas Tirith. And it's basically you and your raid allies cut a clean path through the middle of the field. So yeah, it's kind of cool. Are you having issues with your chat there, Devilish? Your messages are coming through twice. I'm going to check your internet connection to make sure that you're not having a problem. I have no idea what's going on outside, but there's like this crazy loud noise. Everywhere at all times. First there was darkness, and then there was Elrond. Elrond half-elven. The main character of the story. To be fair, Elrond half-elven is also featured very heavily in Amazon's The Rings of Power. So, you know, they obviously pay credit to one of the most important characters in the Lord of the Rings universe. Books and The Hobbit and watching movies, yeah. The books are probably the most important thing when it comes to the pieces of canon. Wi-Fi speed spray, you gotta speed it up, man. Said Hugo Weaving, man, he did a good job. It's hard for me to imagine Elrond as people that aren't named Hugo Weaving. It's really tough. Is that bad? Okay, I made a bad pull. Okay, so I admit this is not a good pull for the team. It's great for me because I don't really take a lot of damage. But I might have made a bit of a mistake. I'm just going to hold the Sorcerer and keep everything on with these guys. Been a bit of a mistake here. Nerd Cinema, Henry Cavill's great, but Hugo knows #1. Yeah, apparently Hugo Weaving is very, very expensive. Apparently he's a very costly actor. So if you want to have Hugo Weaving, you gotta pay a lot of monies. You don't just get Hugo Weaving. Here's, of course, the table from Rings of Power. I will say, I did find it really entertaining, the number of, like, memes where people were, like, pointing out the inaccuracies of Rings of Power, as it was, like, some type of gacha, where they're like, look, how do they fit all these soldiers in these boats as they're going across the ocean, dude? That doesn't make any sense. They're, like, you know, grabbing the boat, and being like, look, how did all of the Arnorians, or the Numenorians fit on the ship? That doesn't make any sense. I think they probably had more than one ship. But yeah. I just thought that was really funny. Why did she have a shield? Exactly. Oh, it's all over. Boss in the middle of Outback, sinking to ABBA. Biggest damn bus of all time. Amazing. I'm not here telling you that the Rings of Power was a good show. I give it a solid 6.5, probably. Extremely beautiful, great cinematography. Very boring until, like, the last 2 episodes. And they have another season coming up. Maybe it won't be boring. That's all I ask. Just make it not boring. We watched the whole thing on Watch Party here. And so I'll probably, when the next season comes out, we'll probably also watch it. Of these games, Lotro or WoW? Lord of the Rings. If I liked WoW more, I'd play WoW. The problem with World of Warcraft for me is I find I don't really fall for any of the class fantasies in World of Warcraft because they all come from, like, places I wouldn't necessarily expect. The only character class that I really like is Death Knight, and Death Knight isn't enough for me to play an entire video game. Yeah, exactly. As long as you say it is not a canon interpretation of the Lord of the Rings, it's just like a retelling. It's like a story within a story, if that makes sense. Yeah, exactly. It's a reimagining, a retelling. They're, like, condensing a couple things. Did they play it out? Yeah. I'm kind of surprised. I think it's also because, like, the Lord of the Rings community is also very sensitive to, like, to the source material. I mean, a lot of people are, obviously, but it's just, you know,
What's with
it's
all
such
of
a
these
well-known
new
piece of fantasy.
What happened to the old Menorians?
Also, great question. I don't know what happened to the old Menorians. The new ones are not that great. I think they lose. So I don't know why they got new Menorians if they still lost. Maybe they should have kept the old Menorians. No idea. Yeah, so that's what I think about it. It's like a comic book interpretation. That's why, like, when I first saw the story, obviously I don't know everything about it. Like, I'm not an expert in the Lord of the Rings, obviously. I hope people don't think I am. But the way I interpret it is this is Amazon's version of the Lord of the Rings. Sort of like how the Lord of the Rings Online is SSG's version of the Lord of the Rings. It's obviously not Tolkien's direct vision, but it's, you know, it's their own thing. Some things are more true to it than others, but yeah. Thor, you start. Yeah. He talks. His question is, where did the Entwives go? Oh, also a great question. I wonder if they will answer that in this game. Maybe they already did. I admit I did not do Fangorn. I've never played through Eastern Rohan. So I never did Fangorn. Or was that Western Rohan? I didn't do it either way. Crystal, giant crystal's in a dick, how you ever twist it? Oh ye of little faith. Alright, I'm taking them. Heads. The Entwives being said they weren't said where they went. I don't remember Entwives being said where they went. I went through Fangorn. You never went through Fangorn. I don't think you get a clear answer. Yeah, I'm sure that is something that definitely happens in the story. Is there is probably at some point where either you talk to Treebeard or somebody adjacent to that. They're like, yeah, I don't know. So corruption on Clygord, I can't get it. Thank you. Especially listening to you guys, some kind of answer is playing in Brownlands and Great River. That makes sense. Yeah, that sounds about right. It would just be some, like, really vague, sort of like, oh, you know, things happen. Fighting Palemaster, which ruby should you put in a Barovian longsword? Acid. Okay, taking loss. Okay, hello. Sworn? Yep, I got him. Ooh, got him. Sorry, I had to think for a second. Yeah, you want an acid ruby. Or get a ruby of freezing ice if you happen to have one from the event, the holiday event. That one's also pretty good. Added DR? Added DR is minimum level 20. That's the problem with Added DR. Yo, what's up, Shaq Lazar? Shaz Lazar? Shaz? Lazar. Oh, it's going pretty good, man. Thor, I'm gonna need you to grab the boss. Okay. Pretty good. Level 10 sword, yeah. Level 10 sword. So then acid is what I would do. Executioners, dodge it. That's too late. Oh, star rubies at any level? I also have never bothered with star rubies. I got it. I would just use acid. The problem with the star rubies is it's just like, it's really not that big of an improvement in terms of your general stats. I don't really care too much about it. Like, it's a very small amount of extra damage. It's probably obviously long abandoned. Yeah, I'm sure they'll probably explain it a little bit. Like, the next expansion is going to be going south along the coast. Because they said the next class is the Mariner. I don't know how they're going to make a class called the Mariner when it's like most of the game takes place on land. So that's going to be weird for the first 140 levels. But 141 to 150, I tell you what. So maybe. Hardcore is over on Wednesday at 9 a.m. Eastern time. Best of Fire, cold resist on new cosmetics. Yeah, I've never cared too much about that. I think it's just one of those things you have and it gets grandfathered in. What's up, Devilish Pumpkins? What do you need? What can I do for you? Be Numenorian? They could. I'm not sure. So, there's the map. Okay, so my guess is that because you got down here, right? You got Harad and Umbar are all down here because the Corsairs come up and they are working with Mordor. So the Haradrim are in league with Mordor and they're coming up over here, right? And they're taking cities and doing what have you. Whereas the Corsairs are dealing problems in the seas, and they deal that very heavily in Dol Amroth and in Belfalas. You have to deal in Dora and Ernil. You have to deal with the Corsairs constantly sailing up and down and causing issues with Pelargir and what have you. So the idea of traveling south in an expansion and dealing with the Corsairs is actually kind of interesting. I think it's a really cool idea. But again, I don't know how you make a Mariner class in a game that's almost exclusively on land. So yeah, I don't know why they wouldn't just call it like Corsair, because then it's like a dude who has cool swords and stuff. There's not a lot of damage level 15. Yeah, I did that. I did that on hardcore. My paladin died at 18 and was very upset. Descendants of Black Numenorians. I feel like, well, because you kill a lot of Black Numenorians in this game. Like, trust me, you kill a lot of Black Numenorians in this game. I don't know why people stand so far away in this game. Out of his evil men? True, they probably can't use the word Corsair for that reason, because then it would be like, oh, well, they're clearly evil men if you use the actual word Corsair. Is it gonna be good? Probably not. Oh, I should have dodged that. I was reading chat. See. I'm gonna blow a cooldown here so I don't die. He's not dead. Got the priestess. Dude, can I ask you a question? Do you think Brawler is an easy tank class? Brawler is not that hard to play, for sure. The easiest tank class is definitely Guardian. So if you want to start with the easiest class, it's Guardian for sure. But Brawler is not very complicated. There's like some complexity to it, especially if you're before the level cap. So the main mechanic behind it being a tank on Brawler, Adsun, is what is it? I'll hold this. The main mechanic is this ability called Metal Shield, and basically what this does is it makes it so that it makes it so that you get metal, which is like this secondary resource. So right now I have, oh my god, the attack is. Anyway, you have this secondary resource called metal, and I use it on all my attacks. So my attacks all cost metal, okay? Metal Shield makes it so that when I take damage, I lose 2 metal, and I generate it by using my attacks. Basically, you have like these little builder attacks, these like quick punches that build up your metal. Then you have the big finishers that spend them. It's not complicated. It's very straightforward. You like press A, then B, then C. You just do your setups, and then a finisher. It's like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Again, very straightforward. The metal shield adds this extra layer of complexity because while you have it turned on, you lose metal when you get hit, but then you take less damage. One of the endgame effects you get makes it so instead of losing 2 metal, you lose 1 metal. Which makes it 100 million times easier because it costs half the resources. Yeah, take them whenever. And so basically it just means you have like half the resource cost. So when you're leveling up and trying to learn to tank, you're like doing it the hard way where you've got all this metal and everything else. And you're trying to figure out exactly how to get stuff done. I'm not going to keep this boss, am I? Okay. I got one. Can you get the other for me? I have an acrid poison underneath me. That's annoying. Okay, I got it. Anyways, it's basically when you're learning it and trying to get started, it'll be like harder than it is at the end game, which is all I was saying. But yeah, it's not terribly difficult. Sometimes I have to do specific things, so my level of focus is going to shift up and down. So I apologize. Sometimes I just stop talking to focus on the raid. I shouldn't probably apologize for that. It's like, you know, hey man, I gotta focus on the raid, man. Yield. Man. So is that paladin gonna be good? Healing paladin? It's probably, I would say it was good on hardcore league. Yeah, well yeah, if you want to grab her, go for it. I was like not paying attention. I was like reading chat. Level 40, and I think my brother level 40, and I think to play it as a tank or DD. Well, you should play it as a tank or damage dealer because it can't do anything else. It is a. Yep. Yeah. That's all good. It can't do anything else. It is a tank or a DPS. It has no other abilities. There's definitely one of those two things. Also, ad time, you got it. That's not good. We lost somebody. Feeling stressed? Oh, I'm not feeling stressed. I just like sometimes have to actually read the text on the screen and do what I'm supposed to do my job. Bow Sorcerer's gonna be the new meta? Ooh, why is Bow Sorcerer gonna be the new meta? Suck. Okay. Follow me, bossy. Some exploit passives? Oh, that's kind of cool. And for your commercial break, thank you. Appreciate that. It's good to have, like, good copy for the commercial breaks. I don't think I can maintain my buff with this. I'll try. Oh, come on, guys. 30 seconds is way too long. I'm gonna have the buff. You do not want to be in the middle of the room. That's your Thor. Thor can be there. Ooh, my version of a weather report. It's a good report. She put me to 4 stacks instantly? This sucks. Okay, I'm pulling her back. Gather up. You do not want to be there for the suck, or else you're going to get whipped in the lava. I have no idea how I'm going to manage this. I have too many stacks of this debuff. I'm in, like, critical overload mode. Suck. Ooh, I think I get to keep this. I'm just hanging out. My debuff is gone, so that's easy. Alright, we're done. Anyway, but yeah, so Brawler overall, definitely pretty easy. It's definitely easier to play as a tank than a damage dealer, probably. Because the damage dealer is like... Is it hard? It's more just managing your metal, I think, for the most part, to get good damage. Also, you have to make sure you're buffing the entire team, so it's more complicated. Watch Strim or Doctor episodes that are even older than Strim. I mean, you can do both at the same time. I believe in you. I think you have that level of focus. Or you can just do both at the same time. Oh, right, we have to kill the ads. Oh. Nope. That's just it, right? Why do one thing when you can do both? It's the American way. Also, I know this camera angle sucks, but I can't see anything. My back's against this wall. It'd be good. Result on it, no one would let me join their raids. Well, Your character's level 15, so that's why they won't let you join the raids. I also wouldn't let a level 15 character join the raids. Because level 15 characters can't do raids. Because you need to be at least level 20, and then most of the time you're not going to contribute, so you should probably get to level 32. And then join raids. That would be my recommendation. That'll stop you from getting rejected on raids. Most likely. But, yeah. Healer Paladin is probably just worse than other stuff. But also, I'm going to be honest. Again, maybe this is an Arganesson thing. I've, like, literally never rejected anybody from a raid. With the only exception as to when you're doing higher level stuff. If you're doing, like high Reaper raids, if we're saying, like, oh, we're doing, like, R3, you know, killing time. It's not high Reaper, but it's, like, Reaper 3. And then somebody joins with, like, 900 hit points. Yeah, they can't go. It is what it is. Sorry, you need more hit points. You must be at least this tall to get on this ride. Like, what are you gonna do? Yeah, but those people are idiots. They're on the internet. Who cares what they think? They're not you. Do whatever you want. You have to remember that, like, if somebody on the internet tells you something, you know, if just, like, especially somebody you don't know through some random text or chat, they don't know what they're talking about. What gives them any type of authority to, like, know whether something is good or not? It was less than 1,000, and I had a staff of Summer Solstice. Well, again, this is another reason. So, as far as, like, is it okay to kick somebody out who has less than 1,000 hit points? I mean, kind of, yeah. You're probably going to die to most mechanics. And just be dead the whole raid. But on normal mode, you can also get instantly res, so it's really not that big of a deal. I would say the not letting people join your raid group because they have less than 1,000 hit points is definitely not a big, huge surprise. Because there's no reason to have less than 1,000 hit points at level 32. You get so many hit points in this game. Yeah, so the way that we were doing it is he starts with it, and then I take it off of him, and then I tell him when to take it, and he starts, so Thor, after I take it, so you take it here, then after I take it off of you, you go here, and you just kind of wait, and then once I tell you to take it, then you take it, and you start walking it back, at which point I'm going to walk over to the other side of the room, and then I will move it over there, and then everyone will follow me. So yeah. Is 1,200 at 30, and is pure glass cannon. Same here. Yep. About it. Doesn't bother me, but it's your first time experiencing a DDO. It's also very uncommon. Yeah. People are usually very nice in Dungeons & Dragons Online. Generally. So. They're just discussing strategy. So basically, we want to get some more people to run through tier 3. So we're practicing the tier 3 strategies on tier 2, so people can, like, see the whole raid and see all the strategies, and then they'll understand it by the time we pull them through there. Basically, the strategy. If you're wondering why we're sitting around. So I'm going to be talking a little bit more in the raid here. People through raids so many times. Oh, 100%. On Argo, like I said, I just say whatever. Yeah, I'll try to make sure we time it. I'll call out when to taunt and move stuff. Change that sweet necklace. We have 1, 2, 3 clothies, and one of them can drop it. One of these people can get it, and then pass it to me. I'd love to just get it on the minstrel, but what are you going to do? Life is pain. Yep, sounds good. Also, what's up, Gingian Raiders? Thank you so much for the raid. Appreciate it. What's up, everybody? Hope you're doing good. We're just doing some classic Gwathrenost, the Witch King Citadel. You know what I'm saying? Just hanging out, you know. So we're doing like a preparatory tier 2, just teaching some people some of the basic mechanics and getting them into it, and then so that way we can start getting more people into doing the tier 3. It's a fun time. It's also very relaxing, I will say. Doing the raid where you like don't have to like pay attention to anything is very, very nice. Okay, I'm just hanging out. So we're fighting the crystal, by the way. It's the final boss of the raid. Shrooms for raid and chill. Yeah. Okay, that was also very bad. So hopefully that does not happen again. Having nearly everyone die at the beginning is not good. Taunt is not good. Taking the boss. Get him, team. Yeah, you're in the puddle. You're gonna have to sneak around the side. We'll probably move him a little sooner. Yeah, once, so Thor, basically take him now. Good. Just moving these guys around. Also, I hate how the bees, this is the bees by the way, this is what all that fog is. It's like there's this bear effect that causes these bees, and it makes it so that there's like all this stuff all over the screen. It's really annoying. Can't see anything. Several of you were in the puddle. Watch the puddle. Okay, taken boss. He's coming across the room. Oh, I guess he's putting that there. It's annoying. Now I do this. This is going so much faster on tier 2. I'm like so not used to this. Okay. I don't think I need any support here. I'm pretty sure as Brawler I can just tank this guy internally. So basically there's like these ads that spawn that come out. Oh god. Oh god. Pain. God. I gotta pull the crystal back 1 sec. The downside to Brawler is as a defensive ability, you oftentimes use your taunt for like temporary hit points, and then you don't have it if the boss moves or something weird happens. I don't have any range next to the crystal, so if you guys could just back up a bit. Yeah, just stand on mic. Yep, take him. I have a bit of a problem here. Is that I'm at 4 stacks. There's no... Is there... Can I? Alright, I'm gonna take the boss. I should get rid of my stack here. Go to the other side of the room. Okay, and then just taunt him now. Yep, taunt the boss. I wanted to get Clagward out of the group. There we go. Give everybody the damage. Get him, team. Get this guy. Get this son of a bitch. Range, make sure you're following the crystal. Ben needs wound. Future strike, that sucks. There we go. Then he dies. You have her for a sec. She's coming to me. No, 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 no. Fuck. No. I went in the lava. I moved at the wrong time. I'm not used to the tank dying and having to readjust. Oh, are we gonna wipe this? Oh, that's so bad. That's so bad. I'm up, I'm up. It's really bad. Really didn't want to die there. It's kind of embarrassing, but you know, it is what it is. Basically what happened is I died, and then the crystal got everybody. Yeah, I'm just gonna take the crystal somewhere else. There we go, we're good. Question, what are your thoughts on the Witcher Worlds Fantasy? Okay, so The Witcher 3 is the first Witcher experience I've ever had. So, I bought The Witcher 3 because everyone told me that The Witcher 3 was super duper mega good. It was like this awesome product, you know, CD Projekt Red, you know, just like it, dude, it was such a good product. It's so great. Anyway, everybody died. We have 1 DPS. Oh, they'll get them eventually, I guess. Anyway, so I bought The Witcher 3 because I thought it was like pretty cool. And I started playing it, and I found that there's no character in the universe that controls as poorly as Geralt does. Geralt is the worst controlling character ever created. He's like a slippery bar of soap. I couldn't get him to go where I wanted to, ever. I'm gonna take her. And he was just impossible to control. He would slip and slide all over the place, and like I would push forward, and he was like some horrific drunk, just swerving left and right all over the street. Again, like just trying to control this guy was impossible. I don't know what happened to him. Maybe he was sick, and he just like, you know, he had like a leg, like a muscle issue. Again, I couldn't tell you exactly what was wrong with Geralt and why he decided to control the way he did. But yeah, it was just impossible. So after about 10 hours of gameplay, I was like, this is the worst controlling video game I've probably played in a very long time. And I decided to quit. So I stopped playing The Witcher. I thought it wasn't worth it, and I stopped. Bad as place. I don't know when the next circle or square is going to come up, so I have to be really careful about this. Move. Just moving the stuff. Where's the crystal? It's here? Good. Oh. Yeah. Which is my favorite Lotro class? Captain. Anyway, so I played it for about 10 hours, and then I was like, I can't do this anymore, so I stopped playing. It's really cool. I'm sure it's really great. I just, like, again, I played it on a controller that has notches on it. So the notches make it so that way when you push in a direction, you can guarantee you're going directly that direction. And so I push on the notch, and watching my character in a notch, like a non-moving space, wiffle and waffle back and forth was just insanity. It was insanity. I couldn't deal with it. Now, to be fair, it was also coming right off the heels. I had just finished playing Super Mario Odyssey. Mario games are known for their... usually like close to like 65%, somewhere around there. Also, when you start them, start over here. So that way the melee, so he drops the puddles, the melee can like use this little alleyway over here to like still attack. Apparently, but anyway, so apparently the developers of Witcher 3 wanted to have a more like realistic feel. So instead of it feeling like a video game where your character has like perfect movement, you know, he kind of reacts and walks around like a, you know, like a more like a person would sort of thing. Like he kind of goes around little objects in the road and things, and it's not just you push a direction, you go a certain way, which again, I can kind of understand. They went for a different artistic direction, which is good. You know, it's important to, if you are a video game company trying to make a groundbreaking piece of art, you have to take chances, you have to take risks, and part of the movement mechanics was one of the risks they decided to take. And yeah, I couldn't do it. Like I said, I'm trying to, like, games that compare in terms of, like, movement quality. QWOP is a similar level of quality. Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy, similar level of quality. Yeah. Those are games that have similar level of movement control. Wrestling Empire, same thing. It's a similar thing. So I hate the fact that I haven't watched that TV show in a very long time because I'm in my 30s. So it's been a while since I've experienced SpongeBob SquarePants. But I did watch the Binging with Babish episode where he made that sandwich. Yeah, where is it? Witcher 3. The Witcher 3. Is it the or is it Witcher 3? It's The Witcher 3. Yeah. Oh, never mind. I didn't get 10 hours. I got 2.7 hours in before I quit. Yep. Almost made it to 3 hours. Just SquarePants drop for the Brawler. That'd be nice. I do have a square. I get my little combat square. Plant feet. Give Geralt a different movement type. That's what people said. I haven't installed it since. So somebody told me that there's an alternate movement scheme in the menu because too many people hated it, so they actually patched an alternate movement thing after I complained about it on stream. But I haven't tried it since. So because I'd have to reinstall 57 gigabytes to then hopefully have a good time. But yeah, apparently that is the thing. Being too floaty? Yeah. Like I said, there's an alternate movement thing. Again, this is not me saying that the game is bad. That would be stupid. Apparently, it's an extremely well-loved game. Okay, taking the boss. Apparently, it's a very, very well-loved video game with a very, like, fervent fan base. People that really like it. They think it's great. And I have no issues with that. I have no issues with people enjoying the video game, having a good time. People like the story. You know, it's got the Witcher books. They got all these other things. Or it's based off of the books. Are there books that are based off the games? Because the games are based off of the books, but they don't share the same like direct canonicity. And then the TV show is not based apparently more off the books than the game is. I don't know. Used with Necrom squares in ESO. Yeah, I haven't checked out the Necromancer. Least favorite feature of WoW? The human beings that play it. Taken boss. The humans that play World of Warcraft are the worst part about World of Warcraft. Gate crashed? Not all of them. I don't think it's a crazy surprise that World of Warcraft has maybe not the absolute most friendly, warm, and inviting community in gaming. Yeah, it goes down too fast, so phased. Yeah, like back when I used to play World of Warcraft, I was one of these people that I absolutely hated. I was like not very kind or generous or considerate to a lot of the people that played the game because I played the game in the capacity that I played it. I was like a mythic raider and I was really good at the game, and you know, so when I encounter other people who I thought, okay, when I would encounter other people who were not as good at the game, instead of being more charitable towards them, I'd sometimes be less charitable towards them, less nice. Not for any particular reason. I had no really good reason. And it was like poisonous. It was very quickly corrupting. You can just, because World of Warcraft is so big, you can just kind of be a jerk to every single person you ever meet in that game. And there's too many people playing it, there's no real consequences. You can just like, oh, you don't like me anymore? Cool, I'm gonna go play with other people. And that's it. Yeah, there's no real consequences. roasting? I wouldn't call it roasting. I'd say more bullying. I think it was like just straight up bullying. Okay, I'm gonna take it. Alright, grab the shard. Okay. Here, we're good. Much nicer than the Overwatch community. Probably. But I have both of these stuff. That sucks. That was not the case. Should be good. Disruptions. Okay, grabbing her. Crystal's coming soon.
Quest received.
You know when your stacks are gone, Thor, and then I'll grab the crystal. Dead meat. Okay, I'm gonna grab the crystal. It's going to come to me. You have the girl, DPS. Thor, get it. That was not good. Okay, hit the boss. The other tank moved the boss in a place that was very bad. Yep, just hit it. Watch the puddle, guys. I should be able to just stay here till it's over. Can't see anything. Am I just gonna stay in this? Probably. That's okay. It's not okay. That would have been a raid wipe, but it is what it is. Oh, I've never done tier 2. Sick! I forgot that I like haven't done tier 2. I've only ever done tier 3. It's funny. Apparently the show's not based off anything about Henry Cavill is leaving? Oh yeah, maybe. Out here roast. Oh, I'm not roasting people when I talk about the WoW community not being the greatest. That's like hopefully not a surprise to anybody that's in chat. If you've never played World of Warcraft, then that might be a surprise, but it's pretty common knowledge. But again, it's like it's just years worth of build up, and plus also it's like there's a lot of people who played video games on the internet when like being cruel was kind of like the default, and then they never really grew up. They've just been doing it ever since. A quick success. I thought you were doing tier 3, so just getting Kenny's gear. Prepping people to learn the strategies for doing it on tier 3. So just teaching people some of the strategies so they can learn it. Dude, I want the DPS next so bad. Straight to tier 5. I'm not doing tier 5. I'm not a tier 5 raider. I'm okay with that. Not a tier 5 raider. But yeah, I don't know if I have a favorite person to play DDO with. I like playing DDO with a lot of different people for a lot of different reasons. somebody. Here you go. Guess what? Chicken butt. Got it. Cruiser? Oh god, is it? It's definitely. I wouldn't say cruiser. I enjoy. Is it okay to enjoy people watching someone die to the same trap on like 3 hardcore leagues in a row? Yeah. 1 to 10, they're pretty cool too. There's an end in friend, and there is fun in funeral. Yeah, don't say there's fun in funeral at a funeral. You'll make a lot of people upset with you. So that's not a good thing. You don't want to do that for sure. That will make some people upsetty spaghetti. You can enrage those around you. But yeah, sometimes there is an end in friend. Sometimes you stop being friends with people. Sometimes actively, because you're like, man, screw these guys, and you decide to like not be friends with someone. Or sometimes it's passive. It's just somebody disappears slowly. You just stop talking and then it's over. It's not like the friendship is necessarily dead, but you just stop being active friends. Yeah, don't do that. Let people grieve. People need time to grieve. People grieve in different ways, but this guy is fish for weapons. I want to hit people with fish. How do you get the fish? Where do you get this? What the fish? Where's the fish from? What? Slapper fish? This fish is firm, yet flexible enough for slapping your enemies. I need a slapper fish. Where do you get slapper fish? Slapper fish Lotro. Spring event. Dude, I have to go do the spring festival? Oh. Get a fish? So I can hit people with it? My god. The Roaring 20s. Flapper fish? Sort of event fish, correct. It's obviously, it's, or oddly enough, not from fishing. 13 spring leaves. How many spring leaves do I have? Spring leaves. I have 4. Yeah, unfortunately there's like no Brawler weapon cosmetics. Like there are Brawler weapon cosmetics, but I don't think there's any festival Brawler weapon cosmetics, unfortunately, which would be kind of cool. My backpack is so full and disorganized. Kind of hate it. I don't know what I'm looking at. Okay, so Matham armor, delete. Essence box goes in the bank. Enhancement rune goes in the bank. That's cooling down. That's cooling down. Down. What's this? Plant feet cooldown. Holy moly. Delete. Delete. And I got empowered wizardry. Delete. Oops. 9 more and 7 months to go. Is this 7 months till spring? Yeah, I guess it is. I don't really like spring. I'm not much of a spring guy. I like summer. I'm a summer guy. I love summer. Summertime's my favorite season by 100 miles. I find that in all other times of the year, I'm less excited about going and, like, I don't know, just generally walking and being outside. But summertime, my favorite part about it is you don't have to change to go outside. I hate changing to go outside. I don't like putting on jackets. I don't like taking clothes off to be like, oh, it's, you know, I can't wear this. I can't wear what I'm wearing outside. I have to put on an extra layer of clothing. Now, you might say, yeah, but don't you live in Canada where almost every single day of the year you have to change to go outside? And that's true, but I still don't like it. Oops, there it is. 57,000 DPS on Glagord. That's just smell like flapperfish. Trying to do green cleaning supplies. Stay tuned for more info. It's a sick advertisement. Flapperfish. I did not do a lot of damage to that boss. To be fair, I don't do a lot of damage to anything. I'm a brawler. It's not my job. It's somebody else's job. Billy Bass is still king. Gotta get one of those mounted on the wall. Maybe I should have one of those just mounted. It's one of those things you just don't see anymore. And by you don't see, I mean I don't see, because I don't go anywhere or travel or see new things or open my eyes to the horizon and just kind of like live in the dark. A big live in the dark and not think or see anything new sort of thing. Darkness. Your Alexa? Oh my god, that's awesome. Oh. I got bamboozled. Enabled Billy Mouth. Big Mouth Billy Bass. Alexa enabled. This most iconic novelty gift of all time has just become smart. Introducing the Alexa-enabled Big Mouth Billy Bass. You can sing and dance the classic Fishing Time song, or to music played through Amazon Music, and moves his mouse when Alexa speaks. Oh, okay, actually great. Okay, microtransactions, right? So you're playing a video game, and they're like, yo, you can buy this skin for your video game. Pretty cool, huh? You can buy a skin and you can get some cool features and some cool things. But where's the real life skins? Why does it, whenever I buy, you buy your Amazon Alexa or you buy your Google Home or whatever, you just have like the voice or whatever. Where's the voice packs? Where's the skins? This is just a skin for your Amazon Alexa. So when you put this shit on the wall, now your Amazon Alexa uses the Billy Bass to talk instead. It's just a skin. It's just a microtransaction. It's the future. Real life microtransactions. Come on, you guys. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that a great idea? No. I'm not smarter than that. These people are who already came up with it. The fish people. They're smart. I'm actually not listening to music. The last song, the song that I paused on was Screaming Bloody Murder by Sum 41. Great song, by the way. Would recommend. Am I still waiting for people? What are we waiting for? What's happening? Waiting people. Fat Lip Kid at Heart. It's also a great song. All good classics. It was was it? Sum 41 disbanded, unfortunately. So they're no longer going to be playing music anymore as a group collectively. But great artist, great group artists, and Canadian artists. People always talk about they'll be like, Canadian artists, and they'll be like, I hate that Justin Bieber guy or something, or they'll talk about Celine Dion, or they'll talk about what's his name, Bryan Adams. But Sum 41, man, so good. Yep, no, I'm good. And Shania Twain, obviously. I think it's actually illegal to dislike Shania Twain, probably. What about Nickelback? A lot of people like Nickelback. I would argue that there's probably a good chance that most of the people in chat like at least one Nickelback song. There's at least one Nickelback song where you're like, yeah, this one's pretty good. Not like it's your favorite. I'm telling you it's your favorite. It's all garbage. Disagree, man. I'm not saying that they're a good band, but I think that people go out of their way. It's like, you know, they become like they self-identify with like the internet hatred and the culture behind it, and then that becomes like their identity. So like how there's people who have like this vigorous hatred of the concept of pineapple on pizza, even though like it's just a fruit on pizza, which is like not an uncommon idea. Like fruit on pizza is a very, very common thing to do. You know, tomatoes, peppers, like, yeah. So it was like, oh, you put pepper on, or like, you know, green pepper on pizza? Oh, terrifying. Like, no, these are pretty common ingredients, pretty common topic. Oh, I hate this. Out of metal. You're out of metal. It's not olives, yeah. That's not a huge surprise. What about the band Garbage? Is there a band named Garbage? They good band name. Really resonates, you know? If I hit them before it was cool. Hate hipster, there you go. Gotta lead the. Somebody had to blaze the trail on the Nickelback hatred. That's okay. See, this is what I'm missing. I'm missing out on all the ska bands I should be knowing about. You know. Obviously, this is a huge issue. Okay. I don't like that this is on me right now. Oh, I can't do anything about this. Oh god. Oh jeez. Oh jeez. Oh fuck. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to deal with the fact that they're surrounded by monsters. Can't do anything about it. I know. I'm trying my best, Captain. I don't have a lot of ways to prevent these people from being hit. Good, you feared it. Nice job. One of the main issues with Brawler is holding threat on multiple targets. You don't really have a good way to do that, which is why I like to go to attacks first, so I can kind of hit them before they can get away from me. It doesn't always work, because sometimes people just like AoE things before I can do anything, and then they're just running away. It happens a lot in like pretty much every MMORPG, where you know you start fighting a target, and then all of a sudden, you know, the AoE comes out, and then as tank you haven't had a chance to even like grab proper aggro on any of the targets. Like, well, I guess everyone dies now. It's okay. Man, music band, classic band, music band. Although to be fair, I don't think that's his band. I think that's just a T-shirt that he wore that represents the band. I don't think that's his band. I'm not getting attacked by the Krajaran. Like. Square, please. Well, that is one way to get aggro back. I am unfortunately just but one man. What's this guy over here? Hello. So, a lesson I'm going to teach you guys, and I want you to know, take this to heart. This will follow you for a very long time and be very valuable into the future if you like playing video games on the computer. It is, if you want it tanked, bring it to the tank. If you're like playing an MMORPG and you're getting attacked by monsters, and you're over here, I'm going to come closer here. If you want something tanked, bring it to the tank. It's a very good lesson to learn in MMORPGs. Is that always going to be the case where that will work? No, there might be a certain circumstance where like maybe you shouldn't actually bring something directly to the tank, or you don't want to be near the tank. But general rule, when you have a lot of things going on, you want something tanked, bring it to the tank. I will there's a lot of different like good general rules to have. That's definitely one of them. We're just doing the first boss because the first boss has like a special loot drop, so we're just getting it done for the week. Classic boss. Drops like these food recipes. Craft your food. I don't have a cook because cooking in real life is boring. So why would I cook in? Obviously that was a joke, but yeah, I don't really do cooking in this game. Some people like it. I don't. I actually don't mind doing professions in games, but the cooking in Lord of the Rings Online is mind-numbing. Didn't have a bad enough day at work and want to punish yourself in your free time. Also true, yep. Okay, so I actually don't need anyone to come tank this with me, right? Why would I need another tank in this fight? I don't really need another tank. I'm good. I probably should have swapped stances at 8. Well, I still have food buff here. Damage for 2 minutes. Nice. Full of damage. I like playing healers. I don't really play tanks in Dungeons & Dragons Online. The main reason is because leveling a tank is an absolute nightmare. But I actually love playing as tank characters generally. In Elder Scrolls, when they added the ability for you to like the armory system, where you can like re-roll your character or whatever, and you can have like multiple different specs at the same time. One of the best additions they've ever added to that video game ever. The best addition was when they made it so anybody could play on any faction with anyone. Over the faction thing, and also the leveling. But like, yeah, that was sick. Such a good feature. One Tamriel. Classic. One Tamriel. Tamriel 1. But yeah, good change. The armory change. It meant that I could play tanks on all my characters that I want to play tanks on, but then on the landscape I don't have to play a tank. Get away from the boss. Got 1 stack of Hammerhage. Access, or you can trade. Yep. I wish DDO had that. So on the enhancement tree menu, basically on the enhancement tree menu, and also the other menu, the Epic Destiny menu. There's like space at the bottom that could easily get used for those. And I'm very upset that they haven't done that. That like, not very upset, but like, it would be such a good feature. I know that that's like a technical challenge. I've spoken to Linabelle about this. In fact, Linabelle's talked about it when it's on my stream previously. Will do. Know if I need someone else to jump in here, but apparently it's like a huge technical challenge because DDO really does not want you to have like presets. But basically in the menus, right, they're like elongated, and then you have like this, it's like bottom section that has like, oh, your reset and whatever and all this other stuff. Okay, I actually don't think I need them. Nice. I think I can one tank this. Cool. But it has like this section where it's like, you know, you've got like the reset and all the other words, and then it's just like this little extra lip at the bottom, and it kind of like goes upwards. So in there, you could just use that for little tabs. So it's sort of like this menu, where at the bottom of the menu, there's little tabs for each of the different areas in the game. You have tabs for each spec at the bottom as well. So like each spec you wanted to go into, and they could sell like extra little pages that you could buy and what have you. Think okay? Yep. Yeah, we're good. It just delayed my day by 6 hours, that's all. I had to start 6 hours late. And it happened, so I figured I'd talk about it. Yeah, don't you worry. It's a good time to be Stream Tom, you know? Me, Gurk-rack. Somebody just got hemorrhaged. I don't know who, but fuck with them. Really worried that I'm gonna get to too many stacks of hemorrhage. He didn't hemorrhage me though. No. Nice! God, I don't need a tank. I can solo tank this. Hell yeah. Look forward to. Recently heard of vet players in the DDO had less than 5 more in it, and it kind of made me cringe at the thought because I really like the game a lot. DDO has definitely 5 years in the tank. Like, that's a definitely 100%. There's 5 years in the tank for DDO. Beyond that, I don't know. But there's definitely 5 years in the tank. There would need to be, like, a major shakeup in the MMORPG landscape for there to, like, not be 5 years in the tank for DDO. Either, like, the company goes under, there's some type of huge scandal, you know, it turns out, like, you know, one of the owners is, like, skimming off the top and there's an issue, there's a major lawsuit, or WotC just pulls the license. They're like, you know what, we're not going to renew your license, so screw you guys. That would probably cause an issue if any of those things took place, but I really just don't see it happening. Actually, D&D MMO to kill DDO? I don't think so. Again, remember, people talk about new MMOs killing old MMOs. It doesn't happen because new MMOs don't have content. New MMOs just don't have content. They just don't. Get away from the boss. So what happens is an MMO will come out, and then there's, like, nothing to do. Because MMO gamers are, like, complete degenerates at heart. Some people will play the game casually. They'll sit down, they'll play the game, and they'll have fun. But a lot of people don't have fun when they play video games, especially MMORPG gamers. What MMORPG gamers will do in a lot of cases is they will spend all of their time playing a video game for, you know, 100 hours in the month it releases, and then go, well, I played for 100 hours, I'm out of content. I did everything. I leveled to max level, I maxed out all the crafting proficiencies, I did all the quests, went to all the different areas, I did all the raids, I did all the dungeons. What do I do now? And those players can consume content faster than anybody else. And that's where the old, well, yeah, exactly, 100's a conservative estimate. But that's when the old MMORPGs come in. Yes, it turns out I can one-tank that. That's cool. But yeah, a lot of the, what is this? Then people go back to the old MMORPGs and realize, oh wow, look at all this wealth of content, and the content matters a ton. Not everything, but like as long as it's kept up to date, it's like World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft continues to innovate and revamp the formula. As much as you can say you don't like World of Warcraft, they do a good job of keeping it fresh and relevant while also having this infinite roster of backlog content, so there's always something to do. And rotating it in. So yeah. So at the end of the day, I don't think a new MMORPG will kill an old one. An old one will die because they make bad decisions with the game that kill it, that destroy their own revenue, or they're just corporate structure problems, which I think happens a lot of times as well. Like corporate structure problems and or economic finance issues that might be outside of the scope of the original game. Like cost of production might change a lot in certain fields, or bad money management or business management. I think it's more of a detriment to a lot of MMORPGs than anything else. Because a lot of people will point to dead MMORPGs and be like, this is the patch that killed it, but it probably wasn't just that patch. It was probably like a lot of things that went along with the patch. Quest XP can be ransacked, do a reset, 24 hours, yeah. Every day. I believe it is 18 hours since the first time you ran a quest is when it resets. So if you run a quest at 8 p.m. one day, then the next day after 2 p.m. it'll reset by 50%. So a quest has 100% on the ransack, and so if you run it the first time you get full, second time 80, 60, 40, 20, 0. And after that, Like I said, it goes 50% after 18 hours and another 50% after the next 18 hours. But game pops as if nothing else will want to try it out. Well, and that's the other thing is like a lot of people were like, oh man, the Lord of the Rings Online or the Amazon is making a new Lord of the Rings video game, and it's gonna like, you know, destroy the Lord of the Rings Online. And it's like, no, it's not, because Lord of the Rings Online has not only a lot of content that the new game won't have, but also the new game's not gonna look like this. So the octogenarians like myself in chat who are out here being like a friggin' 100 and they're crumbling to dust, who want to play games of this style, aren't gonna like the new Lord of the Rings game right out of the gate. They're going to want to come to this one. Also, people are going to go play the new Lord of the Rings game and have the same problem where they get to the 100 hours or 150 hours and then go, oh, I'm out of content. And so then they try this one because this one's free. So the new game is only going to make this game, at worst, it'll be the same and it'll probably get a little bit more popular. This game is not going to go crazy and like explode in popularity, but yeah, that's what's going to happen. To be honest. Well, there are people that think that, right? There are people that think that that's what happens. But as somebody who's been in the MMO sphere for over 20 years, new MMOs don't kill the old MMOs. MMOs kill themselves. MMOs just stop being produced for whatever reason. Speaking of things being produced, okay, I wanted to show you guys. Julian, you're still here. I want to show you my favorite animation, Throne. This is one of my favorite animations for a boss in this game. I'm just going to let it play out. This is the best. So this raid is called the Throne of the Dread Terror. So this is the front of Minas Tirith, is right here. And it's basically, this is as the battle is starting to turn. And so there's Prince Imrahil, and you're going on this adventure to basically clean up some of the big bad guys that are around and some of the things that are happening. So you got the Fell beasts are flying around. There's Nazgul out here. There's all sorts of different stuff. And the first boss is this troll right here. And I'm just going to let it play out so you guys can see it. This is one of my favorite raid animations I've ever seen. I love it. I love the way this character looks and acts and does everything. This is the big guy. I'm just going to wait for all these deeds to go away so it doesn't clutter up the middle of the screen. But yeah, you got all the bosses. So over here, you got the Mumax. You got, there's like a Wraith guy here. Then you have the Chained Up Beast. Then you have double Ring Wraiths. So you fight 2 Ring Wraiths. No, is it 2 Ring Wraiths? Yeah, 2 Ring Wraiths at the same time. And then you fight the final boss with Gothmog, the raid. And then this is Rakothis, the first boss. Oh my god, please, deeds. Oh, why are there so many deeds? How many deeds are there? Oh my gosh. God. I was using the add-on which gives a tune shade, but in some zones looking real bad. Uninstall them. Yep. That's about right. Oh my God, basically give me all the achievements because I've never walked in here on this character. And I can't get rid of this this thing. I want you to be able to see it, so it's gonna wait till it's gone. The Returned King. It's a very cool raid. One of my favorite parts about this raid is that even though like, I almost have as much health as this boss because of how old this content is. This raid is still hard, and you can still fail. Alright. There we go. So here is the first boss. So you can see, as you walk in, he's fighting, like, these, like, soldiers, and he's stomping on them. There's all these soldiers out here, so you walk in this area with these siege engines. As you approach. The guy even has a little scream. Oh, he just kicks the troll out of the way. It's so good. And then that's how the boss fight starts. Dude, I love it. That's so cool. I don't think I can actually kill this. I think I will lose. I don't do enough damage. Yeah, I don't know. It's just so sick. I love how he like kicks the troll out of the way. I love how he like, he pulls the big thing out of the ground. And that's really cool. Yeah, it's cool. How he like stomps on all the individual guys. He like throws them, and each one's like stomp, stomp. This happens. It's great. Anyway, he's gonna kill me because I can't kill him. I don't do enough damage. But yeah, I really enjoy this guy. He's cool. Oh, I don't do any damage. Oh, why am I a tank brawler? So you're doing fine? No, I die at 6 stacks of hemorrhage. Watch. Death. And bloop. Dead. Recommendation. Want to play Lotro? Any recommendation to be close to Gimli? Probably Guardian. Or Champion. Dwarven Champion or Guardian. Both of them, as long as you use a two-handed axe and you play a Dwarf and you play a Champion or a Guardian, you'll probably be fine. Yeah, I can't kill that guy. I don't do enough damage. You have to kill him before you get to 5 or 6 stacks. It's the main issue. Anyways, that was all I wanted to show you guys. Okay. Well, I would like to stream more and stream even later, but I'm like very tired. Today was a very long day. Tornado and other stuff that's going on. So I'm gonna actually end the stream here. I know this is shorter than usual, so I apologize for doing a shorter stream than usual. I did not want to do that, but circumstance. I can't control the weather. I don't know why I don't have that power. I work for a company that is owned by Amazon. You would think that they would bequeath that power onto all their employees, like our Lord and Savior Jeff Bezos can do as he waves his fingers around and changes the weather patterns. But sadly, I can't actually get that to happen. So I'm gonna go to sleep a little bit early and get some extra rest. Thank you for watching. We had a fantastic time. If you like what you saw, we'll be back on tomorrow, and it should be a good time. I have nothing crazy or exciting going on outside of that, but yeah, so it should be good. So again, we'll be back at it tomorrow. If you needed more content though, and you missed out, I post all my VODs on YouTube now at the VODs channel, !VODs. And the VODs channel is great. It's booming. There's lots of people checking stuff out, and also there's tons of content there. And I label it all, so everything is like separated out. So if you're like, oh, I only want to watch Lord of the Rings, it's there. I don't know why you would think that. You're like, I only want to watch I want to see your Baldur's Gate playthrough. It's there. So anything you want to see, it's all there. So you can go ahead and check out those individual pieces if you need more content. But if you need even more content, before the stream went live, I posted a brand new YouTube video. Which is my Vile Master of Flowers, which I'll link here in case you want to see it. It's the new build that I put out. It's a revamp of a build that I already did. In fact, I'm going to read some comments because I haven't read any comments on the video yet. Let's see. Thanks for the build ideas. No problem. There we go. Looks fun. And first, well, I haven't got a lot of comments of discussion, but I am grateful for the comments. So thank you, you guys. Also wondering, for the Stormsinger's inspiration, would a repeating crossbow be a good choice of weapon to proc with it? I hadn't thought about it, but that's an interesting idea. I think Inquisitive might be better, but neat concept. I hadn't thought about it. It's a good idea. Maybe there's something there, like a repeating crossbow Stormsinger bard who just uses Stormsinger to... Nah, you just want to be an Inquisitive for that, for sure. Yeah, you would just want to be an Inquisitive. So you go, like, Charisma to hit and damage on an Inquisitive Stormsinger, and you get the Stormsinger, like, lightning proc on everything. And you get, like, the really strong lightning. Oh, that's a cool idea. That's a really cool idea. You guys want to see, like, Stormsinger Inquisitive? Where you get the lightning procs on your shots, where you, like, charge yourself up? Oh, that's so sick. Oh, that's very cool. Okay. Might be better as a neat concept. I changed my mind. I'm going to make this build. Thanks for the idea. Great idea. Genius. And before I forget, I'm going to get a screenshot of this person's comment so then I can save it for the future. Paint. Go into paint. Crop out this comment here. There we go. And then we crop it, and then we save as to the desktop. So we put on the desktop, and we call this I have no original ideas.jpg. Perfect. And then we're all set. So now I have this nice comment here. So then I can put this in the start of the video to be like, hey, this is not my idea, but this is somebody else's idea. Genius. Anyways, thank you all for watching and my mental breakdown on camera. I hope you have a fantastic night, and I will see you all tomorrow. We'll be back to some Dungeons & Dragons Online tomorrow. It's going to be a good time. Good time. Have a great evening. Eat your vegetables, or don't. You know what? I don't care if you eat your vegetables today. Like, you should generally eat your vegetables, but if you don't feel like eating them today, I can't do anything about that.
And they ask you how you are, and you just have to say you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it, because they would never understand.
Without it. Post reply. Bye 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 bye